We're gonna have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking Kaye. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
5, 4, 3,
Hello. Welcome out to this week's episode of Gamers Council. Yes, it is Christmas Eve.
Australian. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Do I sound Australian? No.
Did
Brisket would beat me up for that. But no, guys, welcome everybody that's here so far. We got over 50 people in the chat. We have King David will be here in just a little bit, so hold on. He promised you he will be here, and Hargeet is already in the house with us. Hargeet, welcome, sir. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Gaming, aren't you? There you go. I love it. And then Tavish is from NerdPropellant, and we are going to get to know him tonight, plus talk about his amazing store. So Tavish, welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me. Happy holidays to all the listeners out there.
Awesome. RHETRI. Oh my goodness. Are you the elf on the shelf? Just checking.
I'm the RHETRI who couldn't find a Santa hat, so this is what I got. They ran out.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Welcome out, one and all. We are going to have a lot of fun tonight, I tell you. And like I said, King will be here in a few minutes, so be ready for that. And yeah, man, it's going to be a good night. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk a lot about games because there's so much news, and we just, we wanted to have a show tonight because why not?
Because we want to be here for you.
Exactly. A lot of people are taking some time off, and well deserved. But we're going to do our show tonight, and we actually at my household, we're going to do Christmas probably in a couple hours from now after we get done with this podcast, and the kids and stuff are coming over. We'll do Christmas Eve night here, and then do the rest of the family, tomorrow. So I figured, what the hell, man, let's still do a show. And RHETRI was game, and his wife was nice enough to let him be on.
Yes, she was. Thank you, wife.
Exactly. Very, very nice of her to do so. RHETRI, buddy, what we got? What we going to start with?
Well, I'm going to start with saying Merry Christmas or whatever you guys celebrate. So thank you guys for coming out tonight. We wanted to do a show because a lot of people weren't doing a show. So we're like, screw it. This house, the way we celebrate Christmas here is a little bit different. We actually just do activities and stuff. So we actually don't do presents. I know we're weird, but that's how we like to do stuff. We just go out and touch grass. But yeah, let's get into the first subject. The first subject is always the same. It is TVs, movies, or anything like that you guys are watching, and games. So I know, Hargeet, I'll start with you. You don't watch, you mostly game. So I'm going to ask you what games you've been playing lately, brother.
So I finished Cyberpunk, and then
Nice.
finished what was it? Stray, and now started Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I'm liking quite a bit. So those are the
Are you
latest.
like in the old school? Like, are you kind of like the more linear path to Assassin's Creed?
I love the old
Yeah,
school
me too.
Assassin's Creed. I do not like where they made it into an RPG.
Little too,
I
too
like the
open
whole
for my
analyze
taste.
the room, right, and figure out the best path to stealthily do everything. Like I like that. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. I don't know. I've been playing a whole bunch of games. So, but yeah, those are the recent ones. So,
Nice, awesome.
yeah, I
All
mean,
right.
one game that I did recently play that I don't know if people played it or not, but Pentiment was like very mind blowing. If you haven't
Really?
tried it,
I still haven't touched it. I'm guilty. I haven't.
it's
even
a
tried
weird game.
Yeah.
But it's like Baldur's Gate has a lot of choices and it actually has consequences, right?
Yeah.
That's what this game is. Just you don't have to go fighting, right? You don't have to deal with the turn-based fighting thing.
Okay.
But my goodness, the story is pretty crazy, but the choices and what happens, like, yeah, it's pretty pretty nice. It's like 100-ish endings. There's like 90 something endings or something like that.
Jesus.
But
Okay.
yeah, so if you haven't tried it and if you like story driven stuff, give it a chance. It's pretty good. Yeah, that one really kind of blew my mind. I was like, wow, I don't even know how to rate it. It's just so crazy. I'm like, what is this?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Nice. Tavish, what have you been playing, brother? And any movies or TV shows or anything like that that's caught your interest lately?
I don't really watch a lot these days. I spend most of my time playing stuff. So I've been playing a lot of Forza Motorsport still, some Starfield. I have got Cyberpunk on my list. I think I'm going to do a new run with it, like the base game.
Right. Yeah.
And then maybe later on, if I feel like spending another $30 or whatever it is, then I'll get the expansion and give that a shot. I've just finished Jusant recently, which was
good game.
Yeah, I was very
smiling.
I mean, there's a lot of Halo.
Love it.
And, the perennials there. So
nice. Cool.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the show, Lord King Xbox Frontline. I love that.
Nice.
King David, and your new show is absolutely fucking amazing. I have to cuss, man. I'm sorry, but it is absolutely amazing.
He already got us demonetized the first 5 seconds tonight.
We love it.
Yeah, right. As soon as he started cursing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
King,
man.
welcome, sir.
All right, yesterday I was so heartbroken because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to make it to the show. And we was talking about it, and I'm thinking it was yesterday. I'm thinking it was yesterday. So today, Attic and I did a stream of Baldur's Gate on his new channel, and we haven't. I'll talk about that later. I'm making a whole video about that later about Baldur's Gate 3. So
okay. Sounds like you and Hargeet might have something in common. I'm kind of a little prediction road here.
Man, it's about to be wild, that video. So if y'all look at the stream, it's nuts. It's called Addicts Arena. All right, so then we was like, yo, let's play some Fortnite. I'm like, hell yeah, right?
I know. I missed the invite today too, King.
Yeah,
I could have played with you. Yeah, you were playing with Galveston, right? Earlier?
Yeah.
Yep.
We was talking about you too. Yeah,
I know.
yes.
He sent me the invite and I didn't see it because Discord goes off like crazy. So I turned everything off and I completely.
You know,
missed
this
it.
guy always got excuses. He always
He
does.
does.
I do.
Yo, he has to keep it 100. You know,
I was playing it last night too. I was looking for you. I was like, "Where's King at?" He's not.
He likes to play Baldur's Gate 3. He likes to do things with bears, but he don't like to hang out with a bear. You know, I'm just saying, right? So all right, so we're playing, and Fonz hits me, and Fonz says, Merry Christmas and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, man. I looked at the text and I'm just like, I gotta stop what I'm doing. Because for the year that he had, for him to remember me at this time, he doesn't deserve a text. He deserves me to call him.
Nice.
And I said, I got to call my brother because, I love him. I love him to death. I wouldn't wish this year that he has had on anybody. And we're talking and we're having a great, man-to-man conversation talking. And then the guy that I love the most, Hargeet Chani, name comes up, and I didn't know what Hargeet did, and I'm not going to say it because I guess that was a private thing between him and Fonz. And
I think everybody knows.
Yeah, we know. Everybody knows King.
But I don't like to say stuff because you have vultures out there that like to bother people.
For sure.
But I know firsthand about Hargeet, right? I know firsthand about him, the level of character that he has. And that just it didn't take me aback because I know the level of character that he has, and I'm just saying, wow. But he told me the reason why Hargeet said it, and I'm just like, damn. I said, you just don't know how loved you are in a community. You really don't know who you touch at at any given moment. And
it's true.
Yesterday when I thought I couldn't make it to you, Dave,
Yeah.
I was really like, damn, man, like, how can I do it? I'm like, I can't drive and I can't do it because, you know, the police is out here in New York, so I can't do the you know, the video call, and I want to give him my full attention. And I just went to sleep really messed up. And the fact that I found out that today that you was on, I was like, hell yeah, I'm on today. I'm in my house by myself. Everybody, you know, my wife went to go see the grandkids and take the presents and do that stuff because that's, you know, she celebrates that stuff and she respects me enough to know that I don't. But I was so happy that I was able to get here, and I'm just like, I'm coming. So when you hit me, it was like, yo, I send the link out. Yo, bro, did you see it? I'm like, yeah, I was just walking the dogs. So I walked the dogs, you know, made sure they pooed and peed, and I fed them and everything, so I can give you my undivided attention. And to see Hargeet here, I just wanted to tell you personally, Hargeet, I appreciate you. You do not know how much great stuff that you do in this community. I appreciate everybody here, but I don't know if you get your flowers enough. And I just wanted to let you know, thank you so much, because I'm not in a position to do that for him. And that the fact that you were is a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for doing so.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, Hargeet, you definitely are 1 in a million, and we love you.
That's
you.
Why
man.
we keep
Just,
inviting
man.
him back.
Oh, and Dave, the merch store isn't up yet.
Okay.
I'm working with my first sponsor, and
Nice.
we are crafting the stuff inside the store. So I have 7 pieces up, and I want to have 15 pieces in the store. So when people go to the store, they don't just get, you know, Kong must die, or, you know, try to get, you know, I want them to actually get a whole bunch of stuff. And we're fixing up the channel for the Friday show. During the week, you're going to start seeing the daily videos morph into better. So I'm just, you know, getting better at my craft and doing what I gotta do for you guys.
Like I said, man, you are now in the top 5 of shows that I have to watch every single day. Every time it's on, I gotta watch it, man. I'm telling you, it is that good, that entertaining, that much fun. That's why I love the intensity and the personal respect that you give each and every member. It's like, I'm blown away, man. I mean, I know you were awesome, but dude, you are amazing. So thank you so much. And really, we're blessed to have you on tonight, and all these this amazing guest. And we're gonna go around and talk about everybody's quote unquote stuff as it were, because I definitely want to let people know you get some bars off here in a little bit about your new show, you know, what it's about and how they can get a hold of it. And I also went ahead and in the description below of this, and of course when the audio comes out, you're not only the Iron Lords, but your channel will be there as well, so people can have both.
Thank you so much.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
thank you. RHETRI, let's we have a couple of super chats, a couple new members real quick. Let's get that shouted out.
Okay, KJ Wars 85, new member. He says, "Hey guys, Santa emoji." That is an emoji. I know it says Santa on your screen, but it's an emoji.
Yeah, but it is and it's one we made
That's
with,
StreamYard doing StreamYard things.
Master Chief with the Santa hat on. I had to get that created for us for the show. And then here we have another one.
Pat F with the $10 says, "Merry Xmas to all the panel and chat. Have a safe and happy holidays. Here is to a great 2024 to you too, Pat. And 2024, as you guys know, if you are in the Xbox ecosystem, it's gonna be real good. No worries there. Yeah.
And look else what Pat did for us.
Oh, thank you, Pat. You gifted a 1 WebDave membership. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah. You can just say podcast membership.
I know.
Comes up
I like that it says WebDave membership. I think it's funny.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. and then of course our hero and savior, the wonderful Adidas.
Yes, Adidas. What's going on, brother? Adidas 20 with the $20 super chat says, "Yo, what's up, fellas? Let's go Xbox. You are all great. King, thank you for the gift. I will do the unboxing in January. I've worked every day since Thanksgiving. Mail heavy until January." Okay,
yeah,
that's right. I forgot what he does for work.
Yeah,
thank you for your service.
He works for our postal service, and let me tell you something. He got a wonderful. He's the first guy to get a statue off the channel, from the thing that Addict did, the little spin dial. But he got the 1/10 Black Panther Chadwick Boseman statue it's the exclusive statue too. It comes with the Infinity Gauntlet. So, brother, congratulations on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. He deserves. I love to see that it goes to somebody like Adidas. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's awesome. And just to kind of just because we're gonna let's see here. I'm gonna just give a little quick. I'm gonna gift out 5 memberships to the channel just because
There you go.
you know, if you're here and here for us, we appreciate that. So there we that should there we go. Boom.
Yes.
All right. So and whoever gets them, you don't have to thank me. We thank you for being here. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
There you
appreciate
go.
you guys.
Awesome. No worries. No worries. All right. Yay. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
we were going around the. Is that did we catch up, Dave? I don't want to.
Yep.
we
We
good
are caught up.
Okay, awesome. King David, we were going around the horn and you actually came in at the perfect time. We're asking everyone what they've been playing lately. Obviously, I know you were playing Fortnite. Any other games, TVs, movies, anything like that you've been? Sorry, I missed you again. I swear to God, I'm not done.
Yeah. You know what?
Believe in that.
It's just like the girl that tells you, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry."
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Right. I was hanging out with my friends last night. I didn't see a text. I'm sorry. Okay, whatever. Whatever, guy. I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, game of the year.
Wait for this one. Oh,
Game of the year, yeah. So
Yeah?
they say.
So you agree? No?
Hell no.
You concur?
Hell no. Yo,
finally, somebody on my side.
Somebody is on Hargeet's side.
I was
love it.
in 30 minutes of load screens, bro.
Yeah.
The game has so many different bugs and flaws. I don't know. And you know what I do know? You geek nerd dudes that voted it in, y'all did it. Y'all did it on purpose. First, y'all did it for us dudes, us casual dudes, because I'm a casual now. So y'all did it for us casual dudes. Oh, game of the year, I'm gonna go buy it. Okay, good. And got him. Yeah, right? So once you win,
Yo, they got me, dude. They got me that night. I was like, boom, 70 bones. Let's go. And I might be feeling a certain way about it too.
So you play it. What the? Why doesn't it have a tutorial? Why does it assume that you played everything else? Like, why does it assume that you are knee deep in this and they don't need to tell you that you got to hold right bumper or left bumper to rotate through your menu? Why do they assume you know anything? And first, why in multiplayer none of my stuff carries over to my character? Why can't I use my character? Second, why does this guy, like, if I'm playing with a group, they do an encounter, it doesn't automatically teleport me to an encounter so we can have a fair fight. No. This guy is in a battle getting his butt whipped, and I'm all the way down the block. And then when I do enter the
Gotta get those steps in.
Yeah, right? Oh, now you only got a little bit of steps. So you can't do an action, and you gotta wait. I'm watching my people die because of your incompetence to put a fast travel in for groups. It is absolute. I'm telling you now, I'm going to play more of it, but I'm telling you at this point in time, I know why them Spider-Man dudes is mad. I know why. But I'm on the side of a real RPG that was dropped, that really got hand-holding and teaching you how to play, that really allows you to do whatever you want to do, opposed to this. And if you do get in a fight, and if you do, well, you don't play multiplayer, but the characters is not left down the block. They are in the fight with you. There's so many flaws that nobody was talking about, and everybody's talking about this thing was baby Jesus all over again, and it's not. Okay, this is not. This is baby Judas. This is not baby Jesus. All right, it's a different story being told here, and it's not the tutorial of the nativity. It's the story of the sellout guy, and I got brought and sold, and I'm playing that, and my boy, I got to shout out my boy Green Mason, because he gifted me Atlas Falls, so I'm gonna try that to see what's up with that. I don't know what's up with that, but. It's a bunch of games that I do have that I'm going back to, and I have at least 4 days off, so I'm gonna, play these games and get into it. But I find myself playing my wonderful, beloved Fortnite and having such the time of my life, sir.
Yep.
And just imagine what it's gonna be like when you get to play with the one and only RHETRI in Fortnite. Oh, sorry.
Wins,
it might be anticlimactic. It might be anticlimactic.
We've built it up. We've built it up over such a long period.
That part, the girl.
I better win, dude.
Yeah, the girl that has you wait so long, and then you finally get it. You like, for that we could have did that months ago, boo boo. Like for that.
So King, how far did you get into Baldur's Gate?
We got to the first big battle with the Those wasn't known. Those was what was those? Not
It's
trolls.
in front of the village.
Yeah, and yeah,
You're
the
very
guys.
early on.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch the stream was like 2 hours, 3 hours. We playing this. You thought it
Were
was
you
an
getting
episode.
antsy when you were playing it? Like you wanted to stop playing it? Or you
Yeah, hell
getting
yeah! I
kinda
want to
itchy
put
a
this
little
thing
bit?
down. I was like, Fortnite is calling. I want to get into some fun. I'm playing this game, and I swear, I was in load screens for 30 minutes. We encountered this bug. This bug is great. That Attica called me into the world because we died. I got back into the world. I can press every button, but I couldn't move. And he's running around. We couldn't figure it out for at least 20 minutes, and then we figured it out that the game saved at the point it was loading me in the middle of a cutscene.
Oh.
So my character was in a perpetual loop
Like limbo?
of a cutscene.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there looking at all the beautiful lushness, but my character cannot
He's
walk.
literally stuck in the Matrix and can't get out.
So yeah.
Damn.
Thank you, Baldur's Gate. Appreciate you. Nobody talked about bugs over there though. You notice that? They said
Only
this
on
game
Act
was-
3. Everyone was like, yeah, I played it. It was awesome. Everyone's like, did you get to Act 3 yet? Because that's a buggy mess.
Oh, for real?
Oh, apparently, yeah. I don't know if they've. I'm sure they've updated. I don't know if they've
No,
patched
don't
it. But
assume that.
yeah. Oh, I'm not assuming anything. I'm not. Dude, they had issues on the Xbox where your saves weren't even like. I stopped playing it altogether because the saves weren't saving. So I was like, I'm gonna wait
What?
on this. But honestly, I was just like, you know,
Yeah,
like
it's
when
a
I
big
started
bug.
playing it, I'm like, Hargeet's probably being dramatic. I started playing them, go, I might agree with him on this one. I don't think this one's for me. And the weird thing is I'm playing the shit out of Sea of Stars right now, and I'm loving it. So it's not the type
Same here,
of
by the
game-
way. I like Sea of
not-
Stars.
Sea of Stars is a gem, bro.
It was so much
I'm
better.
like, it's
story
not
was good
me.
Immediately, it was.
Yo, Retri,
I-
guess where I
I
play
hate
Sea
to
of
say
Stars
Sea of
at?
Stars is better, but I'm saying it.
Guess where I play it at? I play it on my ROG. Cog-
perfect.
Cog,
Yeah.
Cog hates
Yeah.
me. Cog hates me. Cog is playing Starfield and Sovereign is playing a Gran Turismo. I'm not Gran Turismo. Oh, yo. Shh.
Oh, don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nope.
he's playing Forza. He's playing Forza. You know, Attic is playing Wolverine. Shh, Attic's not playing Wolverine. But I'm over there playing old 16-bit Sea of Stars.
Hell yeah, dude. Game
Nice.
is unbelievably
It's a great
good.
game.
I
Music,
waited. I
everything.
slept on that way too long, and I was like, I got to play this just to see why it got so many nominations for awards. It deserved it, man. Like I was
Every
like,
drop.
This game is legit. This game.
It
is
felt like
absolutely legit.
old school Square on Super
Yes.
Nintendo.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect
When,
game.
when I still like those games. Yep. Animatic Dreams with the $5 super chat says, I'll keep saying this till Xbox listens. Buy Square, bring back Parasite Eve, or buy Capcom. Thanks for all you guys do. I appreciate all the content. Thank you, Animatic Dreams. Absolutely.
Blessings.
Good points. I like those. You know, I'm all about
Well-
getting the Capcom.
Well, let's just say that you never know what might happen this next year coming up.
Yeah, it's gonna be
We
an
know
interesting
that
year.
we know they're wanting to
They-
buy more things.
They're not buying any of those Japanese companies. I'm
come
here
on,
I'm here to break the bad news to you.
What's your percentage on being right now? How high are you?
98%.
That's pretty high.
I think I'm like 100.
I'm gonna ask
right?
Cog what your percentage is.
But they're gonna do partnerships with companies, Japanese foreign companies. They will not purchase
I'm okay
Why
with
not?
partnerships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think
I'll-
they wouldn't?
because of the level of
Hargeet
scrutiny
disagrees.
and the actual problems that is inherent with purchasing a Japanese company when you're a foreigner. So those problems, you got a better chance of them buying Sony. Because Sony's selling
No,
off the PlayStation division.
Unlikely.
You gotta see what it is Sony themselves can sell off the PlayStation division easily with no
Yeah.
problem, but not the parent company, not Sony. That'll never happen.
Right. Yeah.
Before that happened, I think the whole country would come together and crowdfund them.
We don't want that
Um,
anyway. Samsung and LG are better anyways now, so they can keep it. Just
but yeah, I don't know.
So
I just
in the
think
same
it'll help.
vein, you have Sega, right? Because Sega is part of Sega Sammy. Sammy
Yep.
is not something Xbox would want. They could buy out the Sega component of
right,
Sega
because it's
Sammy,
been separated. Yeah,
right? So
absolutely.
they could do that, and Square Enix, it's still viable. It's the same kind of thing. They could. I mean, ultimately, you can buy whatever you want. It's just going through extra regulatory.
I would go through.
Yeah.
I would. The reason why they can't is because of the Tencent and the Sony involvement. You know, you got to look at that as well. You know, the level of shares that they did purchase, but what they could do is
Does
gain.
Sony own a significant amount of Square?
Yeah, they remember
Yeah.
the money that they gave them.
But is
They
it
purchased-
significant enough, though? I mean, if you
Yes.
don't have controlling
10%, I
stake, does
think.
it?
You
does it
like
no,
matter?
9 or
it's 10%.
10%.
It's small. It's the same amount as Tencent because Square
Right.
wouldn't allow the company to be
Right.
controlled by Sony or Tencent. But if Microsoft comes in and gets a larger share than said two combined, you will have like a controlling stake, and that way you can move things. So you can get less than a controlling stake in order to be
Yeah.
what they did with OpenAI.
Right. Yeah. Very true.
Here's
I hear you.
here's 13
Which I'm
billion.
okay with. I'm okay
Yeah.
with them doing that. I mean, I think I'm with Hargeet on that, where I can see them absolutely getting a Japanese developer, hopefully maybe this year. But I'm okay. Look at what Tencent's doing. Like, if they want to play the Tencent game and get a piece of everybody, so nothing can go exclusive just to the other side.
Well,
I'm okay
I don't
with
think
that,
they would do that.
but-
Tencent is almost really screwed with the 80 billion that they just lost.
Yeah.
They are really
Well, they're
screwed
hurting.
right now.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people are hurting though, right? Well, not
Yeah.
everybody's hurting.
Nah, Sony's
but
hurting.
Decent
but-
amount of people are.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yes.
That
Yes,
is
they are.
true.
Yes, they are. And on that note, just because we want to have a little bit of fun. So
He's gonna
so
do
so this
something
happened
spicy.
from Sony. Oh, just a little spicy. But
Encouraging.
so Gaz reported on this too. I thought it was
I
pretty
love
funny.
Myself an award after getting
but,
nothing at the Game Awards. It disabled them.
So Sony, they Spider-Man didn't get any awards, so they decided Sony's like,
007.
they deserve an award. Let's give it to them ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this?
I mean, you can't lose, right?
No, exactly. Well,
But especially with one game you put out.
Yeah.
Well, they technically had 3 games. Technically, they had 3 games:
You're
Call
right.
of the Mountain, MLB, and Spider-Man. But
The
really,
MLB is multi-plat. Stop that.
no, but they technically put it out, right?
Yeah.
Technically, they put it out.
Yeah.
So, but who's going to get nominated? You think they're going to nominate all 3 of those games for Game of the Year? No, it was going to be Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man,
True.
and guess who won? Spider-Man. Okay, it's
That
useless.
sounds a lot like the roadmap, actually.
Yeah.
What was the
Good
Spider-Man
one,
game?
Tavish.
One Wolverine and fake X-Men live. Yeah, cut it out. Everybody having fun playing Wolverine? I'm talking about to the people out there.
To the PC guys and Xbox guys.
Ooh, so funny. Welcome out to the 155 people that are watching us right now. Thank you so much for joining us on this Christmas Eve episode. And also, again, thanks to the panel for joining us tonight and giving of their time tonight, because we love talking games and we love this community. And it's really great when we can all come together. So I'm pretty happy with that. RHETRI, what do you want to go talk about now? Or did you have something you want to play something a little bit too, right?
Well, I am gonna play something in a second. I'm gonna talk some trash here a little bit. I don't know if it's talking trash. It's just being honest, I guess. It kind of has to do with all the Sony leaks. So we all know Sony leaks came out. Looks like Sony's kind of running scared a little bit of Microsoft and what's going on there. But I kind of want to address the thing that we've been talking about for years that I guess the rest of the internet finally caught up on, and that is the bias of Xbox and people covering everything when it comes to leaks, ransomware, whatever, except for this Insomniac one. And I don't care. Look, here's the thing. I like the Kind of Funny guys. I do. But they kind of cherry picked this one specifically, felt a little like they were stepping on their soapbox a little bit to say, we're not doing this. We know the rest of the community is going to be talking about this. Yeah, it's because it's news. That's what we do. You don't have to be a journalist to talk about this. You can just be an entertainer. You can just be a YouTuber. We're all going to talk about it. But I didn't see a single person. They kind of framed it as like, got to watch out because there's people's livelihoods here. There's their information's out there, but I didn't see a single person on the internet show any of that stuff from the dark web. Did y'all?
Mhm.
I didn't see it.
I don't
None
know
of
that
that
it
came
actually
out.
came out because I think it was valuable enough that they were able to sell it. So the people who hacked sold
Already
the
bought it?
personal information. Yeah,
Right.
they sold
Yeah.
the personal information to somebody, but they didn't care about the gaming stuff, so they leaked the gaming stuff. So I don't know if that personal information is actually out in the ether as far as just openly. I think it's just somebody bought it, which
Right.
also sucks. That totally
No,
sucks.
yeah,
yeah.
there's no
But it is what it
doubt
is.
that all this sucks, but I can't even see the community. It's just a weird like thing to even say because I don't think anyone in the community would have done that
leaking
anyhow.
people's
Do
information.
you,
Right.
do you know what I mean? Look at how many of us knew about Blade coming out. I don't know a single one of us or anyone in the community that I know that said anything.
Yep.
You know what I
Not
mean?
one word.
Not a word, and I'm proud of
We
y'all
all
for
kept-
that because there
We're
was
like,
a ton
oh my
of us
God,
who knew
that's
that.
coming. Like, no, we're not saying it. We're not saying
Yeah.
it. We're not saying
And
it.
I
was
knew,
very
I
hard to
knew,
keep
I
my mouth
knew,
shut.
I know about it a fair amount of time, and I respected the person that told me, because they was like, "Don't say anything."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like it's whatever, really, right?
Right.
Because when we
Well, King, it's because
Well-
some people want to pound their chest and go, "I know all the insiders. I'm cool. Look at me. You know, here's
Is-
the information." But none of us did that.
do you really
You know?
want to disrupt your relationship with that individual?
Nope.
It turns into how much do you care about that individual, right? Because it's the individual that's going to get into trouble because they know who they said it to. So if one person said it to one person and then they hear from somebody else, they know that person spoke.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Well, it's
and
worse
also-
than that, right? But it would spoil the surprise. The surprise was so good, right? It was so good for those who didn't know.
it was a dope
was so
surprise for
good.
people that didn't know, man.
Yeah.
And I knew it, and I was just like, I couldn't be super excited. I was just like,
Like gritting your teeth.
I love it.
I just love that it was Blade.
I
Like out of
still-
all the
I still loved
characters,
it.
there was 3 I
Still
wanted.
loved the
That was
announcement.
one of them. So
I
yeah.
love more.
I mean, dude, you were there with me, Hargeet, when we found out. We were freaking the F out, dude. We
Yeah,
were like
yeah.
swearing in the green room. We're like,
we're not talking about
"What?"
this.
I was more happy about the port begging.
The aftermath. That's
Oh,
what. Yeah, that's what King is here for.
Because it got to come on the PlayStation. Because, didn't y'all learn from the last time they just said that?
Mm-hmm.
That y'all said that we need your money. Y'all don't buy games, so we don't need anything from you, right?
Exactly.
So the every informational thing that I was telling people for a long period of time, I was telling them, and it was like, King, they buy games. No, they don't. They don't
PlayStation
buy
players
anything.
do not buy
Nope.
games.
They
do
don't buy
not.
anything.
Apparently not.
And then we found out that these guys are adding the PSVR 2 as a console. They're adding the Portal as a console. So when you only have 25 million turned on, that's
Mhm.
accountable. What is going on? Is it really 50 million?
Right,
See,
exactly.
the thing
Now we'll never know. Just like they say about Xbox, they don't know our numbers.
Oh
We'll
no,
never
we know,
yours.
we know,
You know,
no, we
the
know,
real
we know
numbers.
they, we know their numbers because I'm gonna tell you
Yes.
their numbers. Their numbers is
Yeah.
25. You sell 25, you're probably selling less than an Xbox, right? And let me tell you why. When you turn your console on, you gotta turn it on to play. Hey, I got them too. I got them in my phone too. So when you turn the console on to play the Portal, it's not going to register as a second it's not going to register as another console. When you turn on the headset on the PlayStation 5 for the VR, it's not going to register as another console. It's just going to register your console. First thing as gamers as we do, we run home to turn on our consoles.
Yeah.
Do not tell me somebody has consoles and they didn't turn them on. There's 20 million. No, there's actually enough PlayStation Portals. There's actually enough PlayStation VRs to equate the number that you're talking about. Maybe they sold 30 million. Maybe they sold 35 million. But everything else is these peripherals that they're counting as consoles to inflate the numbers because they know the PlayStation fan base is going to say, we sold so many.
We
but
did
how
it.
come the revenue doesn't show that? The revenue
'Cause
shows
you ain't
the
buying
truth.
that software, King, because they are not
I
buying
mean,
the
so there
software.
wasn't a thing out there, right? That only 30 million are active. right?
Yes.
30 million PlayStation 5s active, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Crazy, dude.
where are the rest? Maybe like up to 1 million, you could say, or maybe
Probably
even
doing the
2
same
million
thing mine are doing,
are under
collecting
Christmas
dust,
trees.
because I haven't turned that shit on for a hot minute.
Well,
I'm
but-
not gonna lie.
There
But
might be
you
like 1
already
million
turned it
under a
on. You
Christmas tree.
already registered them.
Yeah, but King, I turned it on to blow the dust out, but then I turned it right back off.
Yeah, but
'cause
you
I want it to
see,
work.
That
the,
counts, though.
the
I know,
thing
I know.
is, when you initially turn it on, there's people that track this crap. Like
I
I
know.
didn't even know that these people was out there, but I love you guys, right? I didn't even know I loved you, but I love you.
Do we have the numbers for Xbox?
Yeah, the numbers that they reported, the real numbers, because they don't got no peripheral or no headset, and they don't got no fake
Okay.
ass handheld.
So
They're
what's the
outside.
number for Xbox?
I think their numbers were something like 29, 30 million, something like that.
Holy crap! Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're doing pretty well then.
They've
Mhm.
been doing well. Did you see the money?
I'm
Just look
saying
at the
50
cash
million
portion.
consoles sold, but profit is down 50%. The math
60
ain't mathing. Yeah, it was 60, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 60%. Jim
Yeah.
looked over and said, "Yeah, I'd like to sell my stock now, please."
Yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
And
Yeah,
he said,
timing's a little sus.
Yeah, while he's at it, he was like, "I'd like to buy a Lockhart, please."
I mean, I was talking to people last night too. I'm like, yo, like we were making fun of that. I'm like, but when you guys sell too, because I would like, it's
Oh,
not looking
immediately.
too good. I
I
would
mean,
go
you
and get a
wouldn't-
different stock.
You probably
Well-
wouldn't sell right now if the expectation for the holiday and for everything was going to be super bright, right? You'd probably
Well,
wait a
yeah,
couple
okay.
weeks
Maybe
until
not
the
this
fiscal report comes
millisecond,
out. Then
but-
you would sell it.
It's not going to be any higher than it is right now.
Correct.
Right.
And the
yeah.
problem with that is if Phil started selling stock, I would be in full panic mode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that these
Very
dudes
true.
are trying to tell you, "Oh, no, people sell stock every day, King," go to hell.
Yeah.
Go to hell.
That much
Eh,
stock.
yeah.
Come on,
If your
man.
wife starts dumping out money out of your bank account,
Yeah.
yeah, and you're sitting there telling everybody, "No, my marriage is fine. It's fine. We're
Yeah.
good. We're
good.
We're
We're
solid,
good.
right,
She
babe?
loves me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're solid. Could you
She's
please
pawning
put
the ring.
everything?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
exactly. Right.
Fine.
Where's your rings at?
Is this a real
Don't
time?
sell
Yeah,
rings
exactly.
every day, guys. Come on.
She's sitting there going like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Biting on it. Yeah. It pops out. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, the
right.
jig is up.
That jig is up.
Adidas 20 with the $5 super chat says Jim Ryan announced the completion of 500 parking meters. I love this. Parking meters installed at Sony headquarters. Casuals not buying Pony exclusive hurt the company. Yeah, absolutely. I love the parking meters thing there. Let me play this. Do we have another one too, Dave? I thought I saw another one pop in there.
Go
I
ahead.
could be
You go
wrong.
ahead. I got plenty.
All right. Let me no, I didn't. I thought maybe it was another super chat that I missed.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay. All right. Let me share this. This is what I'm talking about. J Rock, love J Rock. He shared this out. This was from Kind of Funny Games, and this is the stuff that this will explain why Kind of Funny didn't talk about Insomniac. It's pretty obvious. But let's just share this little doohickey.
Let's do this one last time. My
You
name
guys
is
hear
Greg
it?
Miller, and I had a dream to review
Yep.
video games.
Hit the enlarge
For
button.
17 years, I've been the one and only Buffalo Wing loving man to do it at both IGN and Kinda Funny. I'm pretty sure you know the rest. I reviewed a bunch of video games, won a game award, fell in love, podcasted about PlayStation, and then podcasted about PlayStation again and again and again and again. And I did this. That was the birth of Shirtless Spider-Man. From there, he became a Twitter sensation, an anime introduction, a page in the Spider-Verse art book, but most importantly, snuck his way into Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 because Insomniac thought the bit was so funny. So imagine my honor that after Kinda Funny introduced Shirtless Miles Morales, Insomniac thought it was so endearing they put both the Spider Bros in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Once you've unlocked the photo ops from Robbie Robertson, swing over to the Upper East Side. You'll eventually find the Kinda fanboys posing for the camera just like Bless and I have in the past. So snap pics with us and send them our way on social media. All right, let's do this one last time. My name.
I think there's your answer.
Yeah.
It wasn't we're being grandiose. It wasn't we're sitting on a soapbox trying to be the good guys. It was he doesn't want to ruin that future relationship. I'm not even sure I blame the guy, but come on, like the part is what bothered me so much was the little introduction they did before the video. it just sounded a little too snooty to me. I just didn't like it, dude. I didn't jive with that. Like, we don't want to hurt the devs. Like, no, dude, it's fine. Like, nobody's spreading that information. All we care about is that you guys share, the roadmap for Sony, what's going on. Sony's financials are hurting. That's what we're always going to talk about. No one was going to talk about, Insomniac employees getting their shit stolen. No one was going to talk about it, except for the fact that it's bullshit and that, these things happen and they suck. And these guys have done this in the past too. These guys who've hacked in, they've done this before, sending out all kinds of people's information to different companies. So good on them for not paying the $2 million. That was smart, because it just, breeds more of this stuff. But it's crazy.
Can I add? I want to add something too. So
yeah, go ahead, Tavish.
The timing. There was something that I found the other night that I thought was really interesting. So the 19th is when all this blew up on the internet, right? That's when the vast majority of these files came out and people could publicly view them and whatnot. But if you go back to Kind of Funny's a previous video they made on the 13th, so almost a week before, they covered this exact leak already. And they had Timur Hussein of GameSpot, the guy who went on his soapbox all over Twitter, on the show to discuss these leaks. So they literally already were discussing these leaks a week prior. And then only when all this deluge came out, that's all of a sudden they decided they were going to try to, put a lid on it. So it's not even like you can say,
GameSpot's the other one that did not do the coverage as well, right?
Yes, and they were very much on their high horse on Twitter, all about how shaming other people for doing it.
So now we know what they have in common.
Well, but we can even say, okay, Greg Miller isn't a media guy, even though he is. But you can't say GameSpot isn't, right? GameSpot is just straight out media, right? So, like, what's their excuse?
I mean, are they not journalists?
Yeah, but even with Kind of Funny, it's like they covered everything but.
And fair enough. If one of us decides we're not going to cover something, fine, right? We're just YouTube guys. I guess technically Greg is. I disagree. I think he is media.
You know what I mean?
I think he is media.
He's a sort of media. YouTube is media these days. Let's be honest.
Excuse. What's
my next video is going to be lit. I just got some wow information.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
You tease.
All right. So so check it out, right? So Nintendo Switch 2, we're supposed to get some information on Christmas Day, I believe, if not on the 24th. But the timing should be here or there. So this show, so it should be anywhere, because remember it's Japanese time. So from anywhere from this time until tomorrow, right? And then the next thing was I don't care about telling it. I got to talk about it later. So I don't care about that. The next thing is Spider-Man 2 multiplayer has been canceled.
We already knew that.
Yeah, we did see that. Yeah, Bloomberg reported on that.
Yeah, over at Insomniac.
But I get it right. I do want to elaborate on that, though. Go ahead.
Let King finish what he was saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
The thing was, how can I say it? At least 60% done. I got to go quiet real quick because they calling me. Hold on.
Yeah, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, but we heard that the multiplayer. We heard this was first I heard that this was a 3-part Spider-Man thing, but then we heard the multiplayer side was cut out. Does that mean that it still might be 2 parts for the story? Do you guys think that it might be two $50 games and that they still might split it? Because it was 3 ways before. They have to do something. Right?
Yeah, they need the money.
So are they going to charge you not once but twice?
Okay. So that was part of it. That was part of it. That's what I didn't get a chance to finish. That was part of it. All right. Because the guy had to call me to tell me. Okay, because he's sending me the files. Right.
Nice.
All right. So the whole overall plan is for the future games, and that so you was touching on something, but you was just touching on the tip of it. Pause.
Just the tip.
That's all you're getting from Sony, anyways.
You was just touching on it, right? And
pause.
It's future games. So remember when Phil was talking about episodic games?
Yeah.
And games will be done episodically?
Mm-hmm.
Sony has taken that thought process and said, we're going to take our games that are normal sizes, and they did it already in God of War. But people didn't notice it. And I was screaming it before, talking about, yo, I can see Asgard here. Why is it here and I can't get to it? So when I did see the end credits for the first game, I was super pissed off because I'm like, why would you put this here and I can't get to it? They have implemented a strategy within Sony PlayStation themselves to give you pieces of games that they already have finished and charge you full price for each piece. So the reason why Insomniac is able to churn out these games and everybody's like, what? Why? How are they able to churn out AAA products in this fashion? It's because those games are already at least 60 to 70% done by the time that you got that first piece of the game that was 100% done. They cut it, finishing the other part of the game, and then going on to give you that game at the full price. And then they're going to right. And you're like, it is in the same world, and then you're like, wow, it doesn't really look any different, except for little minor tweaks that you will get to an engine as you perfect the engine as the engine goes on. It's called learning bugs that you get out of any developer would do that. We have stumbled upon a huge big find here, and I'm going to unpack this because this is an emergency video that I must do because the conspiracy goes a whole lot deeper than that. It's capitalizing on their consumer fan base, and that within itself and how they're doing it is egregious because Phil was talking about an epic side of games that can live and breathe inside Game Pass. So you already paid your entry fee for the $15 to get inside Game Pass. You don't care about paying $60, $70 per game. But he was talking about episodic games that will be $30. PlayStation is talking about episodic stuff that is going to be $50, but they're taking from the whole. So they want to charge you $100, but what they're going to do is break it up
to split
into
up so they still get it.
50-50. And they're going to tell you that games are dropping to $50, but they essentially aren't. It's really they're charging you $100.
Yeah. I mean, it's smart if we weren't all stupid. It sounds like a great plan, except we know what you're doing.
But here's the thing, right? So as they went up to 70, there was a decrease in the volume of sales, but an increase in the revenue, right? That if you keep bumping that up, at some point it's going to cause it to erode to a point where you're not going to make more money, right? Yeah. What is that level? I don't know. And maybe this is the way they get around it. It's an interesting move. They have to do something. Obviously, their games aren't selling enough. That's just a fact, right? They're selling that. Maybe a couple of their games actually sell enough to make enough money back. So if you're going to spend $300 and whatever million to make the game, a couple $100 million to market the game, how the heck are you going to make that back unless you sell 15, 20 million copies, right? And if every game doesn't sell that much, they don't. How do you make that back? And that's going to be a problem for them going forward if they continue this path, which they are. That's why they wanted to do this games as a service thing, which shockingly, like nobody could see this, it isn't working. Wow,
it's hard to make games.
How is that going to work when you tell a single player focus, like a standard story first, driven game development studio? Hey, go make a multiplayer game that's going to be live service. Yeah, that always works out. No, it's almost never worked out. So shockingly, that's not working out. Oh, King's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
The other thing to consider too is like if you look at those slides, you can see the average price for a lot of those games as far as what they were sold for, and they are a lot lower than I think people would have expected. They were in the $20 to $35 range for a lot of them.
This is another problem, right? You'd have to get the full price, right? Which full price isn't 70, by the way. So it's 70 minus the store, minus the platform fee, and then with Spider-Man, there's also a license. Right, so you have to pay a per unit license, right? So, and that varies based on whether it's physical, bundled, or digital, and so you have to calculate all those out. So I don't even know what the actual number would be, but my guess is 10 to 15 million units of Spider-Man 2 at full price would net even. And I don't even know where in that 10 to 15. It just depends on how much is bundled versus physical versus digital, and you have to sell that, but just to break even, right? And then you can start making a profit. They've so far told us they've sold a little over 5 million copies, right? They're not coming close to breaking even. Now, what do you do with that? I don't know. And so, they need to go day and date PC. They're going to continue their stupidity of waiting a year. They should have just done day and date PC. And that way, at least with the buzz they have right now, hey, it was Game of the Year nominated. At least that's something cool. Maybe people would buy it. Put it on sale on Steam. People might buy it. You'd get sales. They just need to go do that. The other thing I mentioned was, what is the big deal of just saying, hey, Microsoft, would you like to put it in PC Game Pass?
I think that's a great
your
idea.
bag. Take your bag.
Mhm.
Like, you don't want to take the risk, right? Microsoft's willing to take the risk, right? Tell them
True.
$50 million. We'll give you Miles Morales, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. Put it in, or $100 million. They'll write the check. Do you think they wouldn't want to expand PC Game Pass? Getting those Sony marquee games? Why not?
Oh yeah.
So
And
they'll
that's a
write the
low
$100 million
risk.
check.
That's a low risk way of testing those waters too, because they can always just say, okay, it
Literally.
worked. So we're gonna pull this
I mean,
back.
it's working
and
for
we're gonna put
MLB.
PS Plus out there and put them into that.
Right? It's working
right?
for MLB, right? So
Yeah.
What's the hit to Sony? It's your Sony, fanboys, like the 0.01% of your gamers are gonna go, oh no, this is the end of the world. Why do you care? Take your $100 million check, put that in the bank, and give them the stupid game. What difference does it make to you, right?
I mean, those
you
people
can
are
even
gonna
work the deal.
They'll throw a fit
Go ahead.
online for gas games anyway, right?
Are you
So
talking
it's gonna
about,
happen regardless, right?
You talking about Sony putting the game day and date on PC? Or
No, going further, right? If Sony cares about making money, which they should, they should put it in to take their PC games and put them in PC Game Pass. Take the bag from Microsoft, put it in PC Game Pass. It doesn't even have to be day and date, right? You can say after 6 months of release on Steam, we're not going to put it in Game Pass. Okay, cool. Take the bag from Microsoft. What do you have to lose besides 10 people on the internet who go ape shit?
Okay. Here where I would lean with you with that. The reason why I don't believe that would be a thing is a twofold reason. Pride of the company.
Ego.
This is a Japanese based company.
Yeah.
Right. So the how they look at it is different. Jim, yes, I would say Jim would do any damn thing. Honestly, to be honest with you, I think Jim would sell, cookies on the corner if it would get him, whatever. He had cookies on the corner, right? He was selling cookies. This is crazy. I'm just saying, I think the philosophy versus East versus West is a whole lot more entrenched in more than what we perceive it to be. I just watched a movie that brought back a lot of traumas that we inflicted on that culture. I don't think that culture will be ever as welcoming as we think they should. I don't think that the mentality of that change. So, and I know people are saying, "Damn, King, you're getting political." No, I'm just getting real serious about the matter. Is this company was grown since then, right? And it became a superpower since then. And in a level of pride there, I believe MLB forcing MLB to be on Game Pass, MLB to show Game Pass. I believe that was more of a get down, lay down, and they were in a no-win situation. I think, in all honesty, that they would rather sell to Nintendo. They would rather sell to anybody. They would put games on Nintendo way before they will work with us in that capacity. I know what you're saying makes sense. It makes logical
talking about
sense.
what they should, right? The logic versus
it makes financial
the entrenched
sense.
way they are.
Yes.
Yeah, financially
it
makes sense.
financial sense.
But we all know we know Sony like we know Apple. They just won't do.
And
no,
fair enough,
Apple is
right
winning,
now,
bro.
Apple.
No, but
is
you know what I'm saying? Like,
ridiculous,
like
right?
they lock off their ecosystem. Like I feel like those two companies are very similar in the way they work.
But money
You know what I mean?
talks, and
Yes.
as we've seen for the last few years, Sony's profits have been dwindling. Right. And it's one of the big profit centers of Sony. If that dwindles to the point where it's a detriment to Sony, what are they going to do? Right. And so if they're not willing to take the risk, they should make their own PS Plus, put their games there, but they're not doing that. Right. Fine. Put it in. Take Microsoft's money. Like, I know that it's somewhat challenging in thinking that in those terms, but ultimately all those Japanese companies, they have contracts with Microsoft. That's just the way it is. Even Sony uses Windows. Even Sony uses Office. That's just the way it is, right? So They made a massive contract to use Azure for their gaming, which never materialized, right? But look, this is the way it is. Whether if they like it or not, money is money. If you're not willing to take the risk, let Microsoft take the risk. Go do it, right? But we'll see. We'll see if they do something like that. But this is another way to go, is say, we're going to take our $70 game, sell you the first episode for $70, and then charge you $50 for every other episode that's coming out every 2 years, 3 years, right?
And
That's
right
another way
now,
to go.
Hiroki Totoki is the SIE chairman as of October 1st, right? So
Right.
everybody thinks that's kicked down the road until April. But
Say that
it's
10
not.
times fast.
No,
Right,
he's already
Hiroki
running it,
Totoki,
right?
right?
Because he's
already
the one
running
giving
it,
you the
so-
financial reports.
That's
Yep.
right. And he, having a CFO airdropped in from corporate, right, to set the vision for
It's
the
about the
business is
money.
not a great endorsement of the direction of the business.
Yeah.
But also to Hargeet's point, in that direction, I think Totoki has a reputation. That's why he's in that role of doggedly searching out growth. And I think that somebody who's in a position to set the vision for the SIE business, for the PlayStation business, who's airdropped into the scenario, they look around, they're like, everything's on fire. We have to cut all these costs. They're desperate to look for free revenue sources. And I think someone in that position might be more amenable than, somebody else in that situation.
Yeah, especially like if you look at God of War 2018, right? It's already on PC. It's been there for like a year. Is it going to sell more now? What do you lose by putting it in Game Pass? You just get a check. Put it in. Why not?
Well, you want to talk about a fan base catching fire?
Yeah, that would definitely set the world on fire. I would
But King,
love it though.
realize that fan base, right?
Don't buy games.
It's like 100 people. It's like 100 people, right? Look at our fan base.
Like
we
the
had
extreme-
some
like extreme
vocal
fanatics.
people
Yeah.
get all pissy about day and date PC, right? Did that
Yeah.
really matter in the end? No.
Nope.
Those 5-10 people, they went on, they became ponies. Good for them. The rest of us said, good enough. We don't care. We're getting games.
Right.
That's cool. Your game is selling more. That means we're going to get more content. I'm good with that. Go ahead. Put it on PC day and date. That's where we are. Does anybody now clamor about that? Oh my God, it's on PC at the same. Nobody cares. All of our games come to like, who cares? It is what it is. It is, day and date. You can clamor about these things all you want. All those things are happening. Everything that was a narrative on the PlayStation side has been debunked and killed by PlayStation themselves.
Yep.
Right? They're going to get every single one of those things that Xbox has done. They're just going to get it 5 years later. That's just what's going to happen. They're going to get PC day and date. It's going to happen.
Yep.
You can already
agree.
see the rumblings. It's going to happen. And
saying
they're
it
going to
for
clamor,
years.
oh my God, we're not
Even if it's
exclusive
a
anymore.
win.
It doesn't matter. Those 100 people can get shove off. It doesn't matter. Their bottom line is what matters. PlayStation needs to make money. They're going to do what's right.
Well,
Starting
It's going to be great for us.
next year,
It's
maybe.
going to be great for us. We are
Starting
going to
when?
have a field day.
I say this,
But
right? And this
Sony's
is the
going to do
way.
what's right for the bottom line.
This is the way Sony can get back to the bottom line. Stop
Pause.
with this. Yeah, pause, right? Stop worrying about the Western culture. You fell in love with Western culture, and you didn't get to where you were worrying about Western culture.
Yeah.
Big budget movies, big budget stuff. That's not you. All right. And the fact of the matter is you've changed your DNA. I was talking to somebody online, and I forgot exactly who I was talking to, but me and him was having a conversation about Sony changing who we perceive them to be. We had little games like Jack and Dexter and Ratchet and Clank and all these little quirky little jumping Flash and Ape Escape and
the weirdness. Sony
yeah.
was weird back in the day.
Psygnosis and with Wipeout and doing these things that got them. God of War wasn't this big blockbuster. God of War was David Jaffe's take on an angry man who lost his family, who wanted revenge against the gods, right? And now you got this walking dad simp of a guy that's taking over somebody else's kid crap.
He's a proud father, King.
It's not even his kid. But I'm just saying, like,
spoiler alert.
all right, well, if you ain't played the game, whatever.
That's on you.
Yeah, Loki is not his kid. All right. Sorry.
I raised him. He's my kid, King.
All right. Yeah, I feed him. He's mine. All right,
I
Steph.
raised him for 10 minutes
Yeah, right.
after his mother died.
Yeah, and then the wife dies, and you're climbing up the mountain with a head in your pocket.
Right.
This is the God, right? This is my God of war, right? Shut up, sucker of war. All right. And what they saw was they had saw Gears of War, and said that movement, that stuff. How can we get something like that? And that's how that was made. So don't tell me how this guy who made this new revision of this character is whatever. Anyway, they were chasing the big bucks. You lost your identity. Go back. We already see through your financials that those AAA titles that these guys keep screaming, it's not financially viable for you.
Yep.
Right. So instead of walking that back and walking away from that completely, you will continue to go down the road. That's the definition of insanity.
True.
Microsoft had to find a different way. Hi-Fi Rush, it should give you the catalyst that you need to spark that flame, to go right back to where you was where creativity ruled. Nintendo has been doing it for years. We don't hear their budgets out of pocket. We don't hear anything is out of pocket. We just hear creativity is the main core of what keeps them satiated and keeps their fan base happy. And we've seen with Mario, I keep calling Mario Mushrooms or Mario Wonder, how incredible a game could be without blowing the budget.
Yeah.
You have to get back to creativity. And the fact that this is why Jim is gone. Jim put a mandate out that they said that they will only worry about AAA bangers and large budget titles. And then all we started to get was remakes and remasters of something that was good before, opposed to something that was new and different. And if they continue down this path, I want y'all gone. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I want y'all an app. I really want y'all gone. Right? And that way we can pick your bones and have fun with everything there. Pause. Right? So that's what I'm looking for.
Halo, Forza, Gears. It kind of feels like we switched.
Remaster.
We switched. It's just remaster. It's not even 3 different games. It's just
remaster, remake, remaster. Yeah. And it's just
some fresh paint on it.
It kind of sucks. But y'all don't have enough money to recover. Microsoft has enough money because the parent company is rich as hell. It's like the kid that's down the block. You know, he got a Ferrari. He can crash it because his parents is rich. Where you got the Toyota, you are hoping that you don't blow a tire, bro, because
you can't afford
you can't afford to fix it.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
In there, remember those days? Spartan 661. Sony's scared. Absolutely. No, you're good. You're good. We'll get into that in a second. I'm gonna do this super chat real quick. $5 from Spartan661 says the partial games will just leave you in the game on a cliffhanger. He's talking about Spider-Man, I'm guessing, on every part as it ends. How pissed would you be? The multiplayer part equals transactions. I know it's like they're claiming like MTX and all this gas game. They got rid of the one part that might have actually made them continuous money going forward, but whatever. Sounds like
they couldn't do Bloomberg,
it. They're not infallible, King. Right now we know these guys can screw up. They can't do everything right, and the proof is in the pudding.
But
Spider-Man 2 had bugs. Just saying.
All right, so all right, Factions was done. They don't have the bandwidth to continue to do online service games because of the service. It costs money. They didn't look at that part. It's a reason why Microsoft said, we don't want you, Bungie. You cost more than it's worth.
Yep.
And Jim went out and paid more than you're worth. Sickness is a sickness.
Oh, goodness. Welcome out to the over 250 people in the chat right now. Thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate you spending some time. If you
Merry Christmas!
Please,
Almost.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Please hit exactly.
Or whatever you celebrate.
They looked over at me and was like, what? What did he say? What did he say? Did the dark skin one say solstice?
Oh, goodness. And please hit
he's talking about Sea of Stars.
Web Day said, oh goodness.
Oh, Lord.
Get me canceled in real time.
Give me some eggnog, please. My wife is one of them. She was like, you better be on the show. I'm here, baby. I'm here.
He made it.
I like it. And shout out to Mrs. King, the Queen, as it were, for letting you on tonight. We do appreciate that because I mean,
she's not
family.
here. She can't stop me.
Well,
If he if he hears that door open, he's gonna be like, oh shit.
Yeah, wait a minute. If I hear the dogs barking, you're gonna see this. Hold on.
I'm gone. He disappeared.
Oh my goodness! My goodness! Oh man, I love this. I love it. And tonight is kind of more of a free range. We've got a few more topics we're gonna get to, but we may not get to all the topics tonight. And if we don't,
probably not.
Who cares? Because we're having fun. We're real here, and we appreciate everybody's here. But I do want to take a minute, since we got everybody here. NerdPropellant. I was going to say it wrong. Has a website, and he does this amazing stuff. Retro, if you don't mind, cue up that.
I'm gonna play the promo. So Tavish here makes like really cool like gaming stuff. Like let me show it to you, and then we'll show his Etsy page too, because he does some really cool stuff here.
Yeah.
Make sure. All right. Make sure the audio is
here. Awesome.
Yeah, he's got some really cool products. I'm gonna share the page too in a second. Let me get to that and do some sharing here because I was talking. Well, a funny thing is me and Tavish were actually arguing about AI online. I'm like, let me see who this fool is, and then I looked at his page. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna be friends with this guy. Let me. I saw his products. I'm like, I like what he does. Let's see. So I started talking to him, and of course we squashed it. Whatever. It's we're on the same page on the AI stuff, anyways. Me and Tavish are both very pro AI and what Microsoft's gonna be bringing to the table. But we got Lord. See, Lord. Yeah. See, this is why I love podcasting because we got people on the other side. But this is what.
Let's get through this first, and then we can have that.
Let me show this.
Yeah.
So you can see. He's got all kinds of different products here. All of them look great. I mean, you got like BioShock here. You got the Rapture here, obviously. But what I found interesting was some of his Sea of Thieves products. I don't even play the game, and I'm like, I want to buy this stuff. Like, look at this skull, dude, with the LED lighting and stuff. This stuff looks amazing, dude.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, he's got all
code,
kinds.
By the way, don't forget to.
Oh yes, we do have. There is a coupon code, 20% off. Appreciate you, brother, for Tavish for allowing us to get a. This is one of the things. Look at this chest, guys, with the LED lighting like coming through. Like I don't even care about this game, but I want this chest. Like it looks pretty badass. So Tavish, why don't you kind of go on like how long you've been like making this products and maybe you can talk about some of the people that have bought in your products because I think that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, I've been doing this for about 5 years now, going on 5 years, 4.5 to 5 years, I suppose. I think at one point we had 30 or 40 different Sea of Thieves items, and then we've kind of had to scale that back just to get a little bit more streamlined to serve a wider base of customers. So there's a variety. I mean. So I've had people like, just give you an idea, Phil Spencer has one of our light boxes. Aaron Greenberg has a couple of them. I don't know. I think he was going to give one of them to somebody, but I don't know if he ever did. Freddie Prinze Jr. has bought some stuff from us, not light boxes, but he's a huge tabletop RPG guy, and he wanted to play do some Sea of Thieves tabletop RPG stuff, and he needs some props, so he bought a whole bunch of stuff from us. He actually owes me $75 now that I think about it.
But that's okay.
I love that, dude.
Which I'm never going to let him pay because I think it's more fun to be able to say Freddie Prinze owes me $75.
Owes you money? Yeah.
He's pretty amazing. He's a pretty amazing guy.
And he's bought some stuff
funny,
for friends of his as well. I think Macaulay Culkin has some stuff from us. So yeah, a variety of characters have purchased our wares over the years.
It's very cool.
Look at this,
Very cool.
the boys one. I'm a sucker for a lot of these.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't have a ton of money right now because I was telling Tavish I would spend like literally hundreds of dollars on.
So
I'm a
Tavish,
sucker for these light boxes.
on your light
sorry.
boxes, do you have a Starfield light box, or is there one in the works?
We did, and we took it down because of the lighting that we had to use for. We have to redesign the lighting just because the people I usually get my lights from, they're not selling them anymore. So I have to rejigger the lights. But there will be another one up probably within the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. So, but yeah,
Very
absolutely.
cool.
I know there was, I think the one that Phil ended up getting, and I think was Ori and the Will o' the Wisp one.
Yeah.
There was some other ones on there. My favorite one personally, either the BioShock one or the I feel bad because most of my fan base that follow me are Sea of Thieves people, but I gotta say the Doom one I think looks pretty sick.
Yeah, Doom is
So.
yeah, dude. Like it's the colors in the Doom one are real. Yeah, I agree. I think BioShock and Doom are probably my favorites. but
Richard, click
I'm
on one of
more
those
biased.
and make it bigger. Any of them, whichever one you like.
So make it bigger on your.
You just
Oh, that's-
just click on one.
I gotta hold on. Yeah, no, I did. It's just not showing on. Hold on. Yeah, it's because it opened up a new page, so it's. being
Oh, I
stupid.
get you.
Hold
I
on.
get you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it.
Yes, I do.
Sees
Yep.
it as a whole nother thing. Let me stop this. Stop screen.
And don't forget there is a
Share
if you
screen.
put in the code if you go to their
Gamers
website,
Council, all caps, I believe.
yep,
Yeah,
Gamers
all
Council,
caps.
all caps,
One
all
word.
one word, 20% off. And thank you for doing that, sir. We appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no
But yeah, look
problem.
at that amazing detail.
Yeah, really.
looks so
I mean, you
awesome.
do a really good job on this stuff, dude. I'm obviously I'm a sucker for lights, so like this got me entranced over here. So yeah, but yeah, very very cool
that's
stuff,
incredible.
man. Yeah,
Thanks.
like that's. I wish I had this artistic ability that you guys have, but I don't have any of it. But yeah,
Well,
very
anyway.
cool stuff, Tavish.
Says
And
your
that's not great.
background looks really crazy. And I had me
Yeah,
with a green
that took
screen,
me a
right?
long time. Yeah.
Took me a whole 5 minutes.
Well, I told Tavish, I said, I wish you had a camera, but he actually does not have a camera. In fact, we had to wait a few weeks to get him on the show because he didn't have a microphone yet.
We
So-
had to get his
Yeah.
audio.
Well,
Yeah, he
Freddie
sounds
Prinze,
great.
listen,
though.
well, Freddie Prinze Jr. hasn't been paying him, so
Right, if he had given him the money, he could have got that mic. We would have all set. Yeah.
hey, Freddie, pay up
Freddie,
so you
get
can get
on
a
it.
camera, B.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Think we have to
absolutely-
go figure out where Freddie's at. Hey, Freddie, yo, my man,
Scooby-Doo.
some cash there, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Actually,
yeah,
Freddie Prinze does a lot of work with Star Wars too, man. He does a lot of voice work.
give
Clone
us some
Wars and
props.
all
We
that.
can sell
That's
the
true.
true.
Oh,
props.
does he? Yeah,
Yeah.
he does all
Yeah.
sorts of.
Yeah.
He's got his own YouTube channel and stuff too, where he does little,
Yeah.
you know.
And his wife's
RPG
really
stuff.
cool too. So
Hey, why you know
Yeah.
that?
Sarah Michelle
So-
Gellar is famous.
I'm stalking her. It's
I
fine.
know, right?
She's
It's
cool with
like,
it.
yeah.
She's Buffy.
Yeah,
Because she's Buffy.
Well, look how nice she looks in these black and whites from 600
I know,
feet away.
right?
Oh Lord.
This lens is magical. The robots win. One of my favorite names. I don't know. I'm a sucker for like these cool names. The robots win just became a YouTube member. So thank you, brother, for joining the Gamers Council as always. I'm going to share this next one. The spice is not quite done yet because I kind of want to keep the boot on the neck here a little
That's
bit.
what King likes to do.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. So let me see
No?
if I can share
No?
this. Hold on.
Nobody.
Video?
Oh man,
How do
I
we
had
how
a
do we
whole-
share the pictures? Is it under video file, Dave? I can't remember. I haven't done this in a while.
Hey,
Let's see here. You're gonna have to you click on
Can't remember which thing it was.
present, and then if you you'll have to
Just
do,
share screen on that one.
Yeah, if you can
Alright, I can
actually
do that.
double click the picture and bring it up into the viewer.
don't
Ah,
don't
there it
click
is.
the-
I see
don't
it.
click the wrong thing there.
Yes.
I
Don't
want you to
click
see
the
my porn
wrong-
habits. It's about to
Don't
get
click
weird
the
up in
wrong
here.
thing there.
That's how we do it here in
We
the
found
South.
out that you're a premium
Yeah.
member.
RHETRI's OnlyFans with his foot fetish. Ah, jeez.
So-
Like I said, oh man, I love toes.
I mean, who doesn't, right?
No, nobody
not this guy.
love ugly feet. I'm gonna tell
Nobody
you.
likes it, right.
That's-
Somebody
yeah,
put them
that's true.
ugly feet out. Woo! Hello,
Ooh,
it's over, boo boo.
it's over.
Put your shoes back on. Oh my god, put those pumps back
Ah.
on quickly.
Like
So-
she must wear boots.
this was part of the whole leaks thing, and this is basically the part of the segment where we're talking about Sony scared. Sony a little bit of scared. So the Call of Duty threat 2027. Microsoft acquisition of Activision for $70 billion could disrupt and threaten console gaming and game subscription markets. Console shift from PlayStation to Xbox with timing and in-game differential as the weapons. There's some weird wording in here. Subscription. Microsoft's comprehensive ecosystem coupled with exclusive creates greater dominance. Ooh, man, I love that one. The Sony impact. Massive threats to PlayStation Plus. So y'all saying that this Game Pass is not a threat, you're wrong. Upwards of 1.5 billion of annual revenue threat. There's a gap to fill. 45 million subs times $12 monthly times 12 months equals 20% MP third party. The day and date threat. Now, this is what we've been saying Sony should probably do because then they won't eat it as badly. Post-acquisition, Microsoft will put Activision games on Game Pass day and date. They are worried about being leapfrog. Activision provides incredible strategic value across live service games, scale in mobile and PC storefront, aka Battlefront, Battle.net. Battlefront, no. Microsoft can supply, wrong thing. Microsoft can supply multi-game subscription, 50%, console games, 50%, PC, 60%. Sony's pillars are already dated and behind the competition. You know, the thing that we've been saying for years. Sony impact, they need to expand. Yup, elusive, perfect game subscription, premium content, expectation of I love this, expectation of free, like Game Pass. Best in-class games creates unsustainable model. Monthly and incremental subs won't cover investment. Or will it? Unified mobile PC console experiences doesn't exist. Yep. Get on it. Form factor and computer power are too diverse. Sony Impact premium sales model is the central approach.
Hey, you know what? One thing I'll say
Yes,
that Sony, to give you a break, but for Sony, you know, the first thing you need to do is admit you have a problem to fix the problem.
That's why I only have one drink a week, Dave. Yeah. For all you think I'm an alcoholic, it's just one a week. I'm fine. It's good.
But yeah, so they definitely, and you know, and of course, you know, fanboys will be fanboys. You kind of feel bad for them. It's like they've been left off their meds, and they just don't know how bad they sound. Sorry. But yeah, go ahead, RHETRI, keep going.
Yeah, this is the other one. A part of this I just wanted to show, like industry shift, the leapfrog. So Microsoft's acquisition of Activision positions it to leapfrog our current pillars. Activision provides incredible strategic value. We went over this. This is basically just they like highlighting what I basically just said and all, you know, like all the problems. It's so weird. Sony feels like bipolar to me. So you kind of hear them saying stuff like, you know, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Like we'll go out of business without Call of Duty. And then the next breath, they're like, the Bungie acquisition, I think, is better than Activision, which is the biggest load of shit I've ever heard. And then you see this. So we know the truth is, I don't know about you Sony guys, but how can you believe your own guys when they tell you one thing and then change your mind? And then we got this information that comes out, like they're lying to you, dude. Like they're scared. You know, they're absolutely running scared. Adidas 20 with the $5 super chat says, don't forget Microsoft gets 70% off each COD copy from Sony. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be paying for Xbox to stay weird and buy and acquire more studios. So
thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, absolutely appreciate it, brother. One of the best in the community. But guys, what are your thoughts about Sony putting slides out like this, kind of letting everyone in their company know? Okay, okay. Internally, I meant like between themselves. Obviously, this got leaked out. But what do you make of this? I'll start with you, Hargeet, of all these fears, basically, that Sony has when it comes to Microsoft.
My assumption is these were intended for sort of the heads of the studios, right? To sort of give them an understanding of what's going on at the sort of executive level. I wouldn't expect to see this at the everyday employee level.
No way.
Seems like it'd be too too honest, I guess. I don't think they would really want to admit that, right? So
plus you take the chance of it getting out much easier, but security's bad, so it didn't matter.
Right.
Oops.
But as far as the executive leadership, right, like studio heads and maybe their top tier management or something like that, so they understand, hey, where are we? What do we need to do, and how do we compete better, right? Just so they're all on the same page. So I assume that's where this was intended to be. And it's just being honest, right, of where they are. Look, we've all been saying this. They're several years behind what Xbox has been doing. Like, Xbox had no choice but to change and pivot to see where they could eventually compete, right? And so it's like, well, where's the market going? Cool, we're going to go there, right? So Phil, visionary, like he's trying to see where the market shifts are happening. Cool that we have to do stuff for the for the next couple of years for the near term, but we also have to look up 5-10 years out. And what are we going to do to compete long term? And that's what they've been doing. They've been pivoting towards that. And slowly but surely, they're getting into that right place where they kind of are anywhere you want to be. So if you want to play on mobile, they've got you covered. You want to play on a TV, they got you covered. You want to play on a console, they got you covered. You want to play on PC, they got you covered. So they're open, right? As far as PlayStation, they're slowly getting there, but they need to push much further. And like Nintendo is kind of a unicorn in that 80% of their revenue comes from first party titles, right? They do not need third party. They can sustain. They put out their hardware not at a loss.
They was forced to be in that position because it wasn't a period of time when Nintendo wasn't that person. Nintendo,
they were Sony.
Yeah,
they were Sony.
Yeah,
they were taking all the content, right?
Right.
But then PlayStation came in with Sony's money, right? Just like Microsoft's money goes
Right.
on it. PlayStation came in with Sony's money and said, hey, we're going to go talk to all the developers and we're going to take
I thought it was organic, though. Wasn't it organic growth?
Oh, yeah, organic with cash.
Like a flower.
Very
It
organic
just bloomed.
Yeah, right. We're going to start a fire with twigs. Where did this gasoline come from? And
So they took all the content, right? You now see Final Fantasy, which was on Nintendo, came over to PlayStation, right? That's fine. That's business. Good enough. Nintendo had to, contend with that, and they weren't able to bring those parties back, right? So the Nintendo 64, way more powerful than PS1, but it didn't matter. It's got demolished. GameCube, again, more powerful than PS2, got demolished. So they said, fine, we're going to go a different route. So to your point, King, yes, that's exactly what they did. They said, we're not going to play in this game anymore. We're going to sell our console for profit, and we're going to make it lower powered because our games are enough for us, and that's what we're going to focus on. And it's been working. Good for them. It's been working, right? So
or death.
Right, so they're on their own little unicorn thing, but the next console will likely, just because of the diminishing returns of increases, they'll probably be able to play all the AAA games, and if they can, it's a platform available. That'll be another competition to PlayStation. But either way, so as far as this, look, Microsoft's now coming to play, right? Originally, this was the fear that Microsoft had of PlayStation taking over Windows. And so they invested the hell out of on Xbox and say, we need something to kick PlayStation into place, right? They cannot take over the living room. Well, that fear was unfounded. PlayStation never took over the living room.
Right.
What did take over was the iPhone.
Yep.
And that they totally screwed up. And so that they have to pivot. Microsoft had to pivot and say, forget gaming. We need to go after mobile. And it was too late, right? So the mobile thing went off. Android and iPhone, that took off, and so they got left behind there. But it turned off the spigot. The spigot was there when they were like, "Hey, this is going to compete with Windows. Go buy everything." Right? They wanted to buy Nintendo, right? They're like, "Let's go buy everything." Right? And then that suddenly turned off. They're like, "Yeah, we don't. Why are we doing this?" So what was?
Because Nintendo laughed them out of the building.
Right?
Imagine you coming there with all your money and you wait, it's a big check. No, get out.
They're like, yeah, go away. Right? But look, so now Phil convinced them that this is important. Satya agrees, and now the money spigot's back on, and now you can't ignore them, right?
I like this.
Once they spent, what is it, 80, 90, whatever $1 billion buying all this stuff, right?
Yep.
You can't ignore that Microsoft's coming, and they are going to take pause, right? That they are not going to relent. So you don't have a punching bag anymore. So good luck trying to continue to tell them that they're not going to be a part of the industry, right?
Yeah.
As far as revenue next quarter, we're going to see that Microsoft has the higher revenue because they now own Activision.
Thanks, Activision. Yeah.
Hey,
It's just
but
the way it is.
Hargeet, didn't they have the higher revenue already? Because from the finances that I got,
Already?
Microsoft made 10 billion and Sony only made 8. I'm just saying though, this is about to get very disgusting.
Got to get
soon.
messy.
Yeah, I mean, so once this integrates in, right? Activision comes in, right? They are definitely going to have higher revenue. They are absolutely going to have higher profits. So their profits have been going up, right? As they've been, pushing a totally different direction. Xbox's profits have been going up, and
where has Sony profits been going?
profits have been declining on Sony side.
Little Timmy.
Just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
Oh.
Theirs have been declining. Okay.
PlayStation go boom.
Now, it's not all doom and gloom. They can do things, but this is a clear admission that whatever they were doing, it
It's
wasn't
not
enough.
working.
Wait.
Absolutely.
You said it's not all doom and gloom. But
Yes.
but all right, I'm an idiot, right? But if I hear my competition is going up and I'm going down, that's doom and gloom.
Yeah, suddenly
I'm
you
just
might have
saying.
some leadership changes. Some people might be retiring.
Selling stock, even selling stock.
Selling.
Marcus Stewart went
We
to
call that
jail for
offloading.
Yeah.
Or jumping off the sinking ship. Yeah.
Hey, the
All
budget.
right.
for
I don't know
retirement
where they-
cookies and-
Yeah, right.
saw those
Retirement cookies with their picture on it. Yeah.
Retirement
so
cookies.
where does this
Forgot
end
about
up? Where does this end up? Look, if
The
look, the
garbage.
next CEO
The
is going
butchers.
to, outside of Hiroki Totoki, the next CEO has their work cut out for them, right?
Who is that?
I love it.
Hiroki Totoki is the guy that's taken over right now, right? So
Where's he from,
yeah.
though? Like,
he's the
where did they
CFO,
get him
right?
from?
Because they're running out of money.
Next door. Didn't have to go far.
So you mean to tell me he came from the TV division and said, "Let me go over here and see
Yeah.
what's making all this noise."
So they are certainly in a troubled state, and they need to be, fixed. But what are they going to do? I don't know, right? So that's going to be the question, right? So the next CEO has to come in and analyze what the best path forward is. And so, are they dead? No, but if they don't
but they're
seriously
on life
consider,
support.
yeah, that's exactly right. If they don't seriously analyze where they are and say, hey, continuing down this path of making $300 million games is just not market sustainable, the market doesn't want it, right? Your gamers aren't buying them. So if that's not the case, switch. You just have to change it. Look, they keep complaining on the other side that Xbox doesn't make anything. They've made the same number, literally the same number of games have come out first party from Xbox and on PlayStation up to now. So literally the same number of first party games since the generation started. It's 12 and 12, exactly the same number, right? And on the PlayStation side, a lot of those are MLB The Show. Just pointing that out. That's 3 years of MLB The Show, right? And it's
So
the
far,
exact
though.
same number. But
Gonna see that.
And we
see
get
that
that
change
too.
though, right?
we
And
get
we
that
get that
day and day.
with that day and date and Game Pass, right? Which has been working, by the way, for PlayStation.
It's
The engagement on that has been better. They're making more money on it because it's on Xbox and on Game Pass. So this is why they should be on PC Game Pass. But look, if they want to, look at this and say, how do we pivot? You have to think about things you're doing. Microsoft's way is working. It just is. Nintendo's way is working. It just is. I mean, the same time that God of War
3
sold
different
whatever,
business
11
models.
million,
Yeah.
Pokemon sold 20-something million.
Woo!
Came out the same day. Just saying.
Diggity
Just the way
dog.
it is. Right? So if you really want to be at that level, fine. You have to have Mario, a Zelda, a Pokemon. You don't have those. You don't have those, right? Microsoft's games are bigger than PlayStation's games. This is just a fact now. Call of Duty,
Engagement,
Minecraft,
baby.
Yep.
right?
They
they're
like
looking
big games.
So the biggest franchise that
Will not
PlayStation has is Gran Turismo. Okay, that's their biggest franchise.
Oh, I thought that was
biggest-
a movie.
It is a movie. That's probably where they should go. That's
I mean,
probably
all
where
their
they should
games
go.
are movies.
Anyway.
Anyway. What are you talking about?
Right? So look,
So this
they need
guy
to,
is
they need to
messy.
pivot. They need to pivot. That's just the way it is, right? And if they
Pivot,
don't want to take on the headaches, right? Like say, look, Microsoft had no choice. They had to make bold decisions. Game Pass was a bold decision.
Backs against the wall. You got to make some
But
moves.
it
And they
worked.
did.
It worked.
It worked.
And as I said, you don't want to take the risk? Fine.
That's
Let
on you.
Microsoft take the risk for you. Put your games in bloody Game Pass PC. It's already on PC. Doesn't hurt you much. Put it on Game Pass PC. Take a bag from them, right? Do anything to start making it better. But like King was saying, stop making all the same freaking game. You don't need 20 sad dad walking simulator games. You take 2 of them. And then the rest of them need to be quirky games so that one of them might take off. It'll be a Hi-Fi Rush. It could be a Pentiment. Right? What happened to those games? Those
Wait,
games
don't
used to
bring
be
out
fun.
Bible the game. Don't do that.
Let them. I don't care. It's like, hey, if somebody wants to play it, let them play it, right? So, but don't spend $300 million on each game. Cut that back. Sean saw this and he was kicked out.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But he was not wrong. He was correct. This is
And
not the
Sean
same-
didn't sell stock.
So, this is not something unheard of. It's just an obvious admission of exactly where they are. They are several years behind Microsoft, and they need to do exactly the same pivots that Microsoft did, get themselves to the same position. Microsoft does not need to sell you a console. Xbox does not need to sell you a console.
Yep.
They can be in the industry because they're on mobile, they're on PC, and they have a console offering. And they're used to this. Why? They have their software.
rich, bitch.
Exactly.
Amen.
but think about Office, right? Office is not locked to Windows. You can have Office
Right.
on Mac.
It's on your
They don't
iPad, for
care.
God's sakes. Yeah.
They don't care. Run
One
it
of the
on
smartest
Android,
moves
they
they ever
don't
did.
care.
Yep.
Right? If you want Windows because Windows gives you something you want, fair enough. They will compete in that market and give you Windows. But they're not going to lock their stuff to that. You can run SQL Server on Linux. They don't care. Wherever you want to run it, right? Because it's whatever gives them money. They're happy with that.
Yo,
But hey, it might work best on Windows.
Huggy, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm fighting myself from jumping in and out with
Say
you
it.
because you say a lot of stuff that I could just be pivoting off of, and it's so much fun. I'm having so much fun in my head. So if you hear me laughing,
for it.
it's
Go
because,
for it.
No. I want you to keep going because you keep giving me more material.
Right? So look, I think Microsoft has recognized where they need to be. They have a console if you want it, and it's a very good console. From my experience of the 3 platforms, I love what they've done with it. Simple things like quick resume are fantastic.
Yep,
Smart
Jason
delivery is
Reynolds and
fantastic. Right? They backwards compatibility, fantastic.
I heard
right?
they
do-
started back up again.
Yep, because of Activision.
I wonder why.
Right?
Yeah.
And giving us a very, very compelling service in Game Pass that says, hey, everything they have is day and date, and it's in PC and on console. And so I can flip back and forth and say, hey, what does Starfield look like on my PC? What does it look like on my console? I can play wherever I want because it's cross
How
progression.
does it look on PlayStation?
Awesome. Oh, it looks great. It's a
Great
nice
on
blank
YouTube.
screen
Great on YouTube, yeah.
with a PlayStation logo.
Told you all it was going to be a spicy episode. I tried to warn you.
Yeah, I mean, these slides are not something
And I
that
didn't
we
even
haven't already
start
been talking
drinking
about.
yet.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yep.
I'm
This
getting
is
to you,
what
King.
We've,
You're
we've
cooking
all
next.
been talking about for so long, right? They need to make those pivots. They need to buy more than a 2-person company in mobile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and actually do something useful there.
So who was
the
that?
pivot-
Fire Sprite.
Is that what it is? Firewalk, Fire Sprite? I don't know. There's something.
I know,
can't
it's
keep up
fire
with the names.
something.
Yeah. And as far as like the the live service pivot thing, they kind of did the right thing by buying somebody who did it on their own with Bungie.
Yeah.
However, that's been failing.
Yeah.
And
Oops.
and again, Phil has it right. You basically let people make the game they want to make.
yeah.
If they want to make a live game, let them make that game, right? It might work because they think they've got an idea that they would play. Not, hey, you want to force, Uncharted to become a live service game like that.
Yeah.
Stop. Just let the developer make the game they want to make. If it happens to fit a live model, awesome. Let them make it. Let them put their heart in it. If it's something players resonate with, it'll grow on its own organically. Most
Right.
of the big games,
He said
like
organic.
that.
See?
No,
Oh, I
See,
thought
yo,
you
In this
meant
case,
organic.
that's
Y'all
exactly right.
y'all missed
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
part of that soul speech. It'll grow on its own.
That's it. That's exactly it, right? And you have to you have to like let players come to the game, and if they like it, they like it. Most of the big games that are like that, that's what happened, right? They built a
Yeah.
game they wanted to. It was not by a massive AAA
Passion
studio.
projects,
Right.
right?
They
Yep.
were passion projects, and then they just grew on their own and became these big, massive things. That's the way. And Phil recognizes that and says, "Look, I can't force feed it. I can't say, hey, go Halo, make it." And we did that. 343, make this a live game. How did that work out? It didn't. It
Yeah.
didn't.
I
They had
don't
to
believe
fire
that
everybody. It
three
didn't
four
work.
three.
Now it's kind of getting on track, but
I don't think they was on board with it, like you said. I don't
Probably
think so.
not.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
same.
isn't. It's not a good place to be. I would have preferred them stick to the old style. Just give me a multiplayer. Give me the single player. I'm happy, right? Give me my co-op. That's what I want.
Wasn't Grounded a passion project?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
It-
4
19
people that
people to
made it.
start with.
Grounded,
Yeah.
Sea of
Oh.
Thieves.
Amazing.
Hi-Fi
Sea of Thieves
Rush,
was
Sea of
a
Thieves.
passion project, right? And it, like
But the
Fortnite was
whole
a passion
Xbox was a
project.
passion project.
Yep.
That's true. That's true. Roblox, right?
Oh, yeah.
PUBG,
Yep.
all these big games, they were all passion
Minecraft
projects.
at one point.
Hey,
Yep,
right, Retri, I
Minecraft,
don't mean to jump in
exactly.
real quick, but
But
we got
yeah,
a quick
you're gonna
super
say
chat.
Mojang. Yeah, Mojang was purchased because of how successful it was. So it
Yep.
was already successful before.
And that
Microsoft.
2 billion was much better than
Yeah.
that 3.6 billion for Bungie.
But it was never
Without a
supposed to
doubt.
be. It
That
was never
cannot
supposed
be
to be
argued.
3.6 billion because they were only valued in the marketplace at 2 billion.
At 2,
Jim
yeah.
paid 1.6 more because
Yeah.
he was
He-
going to put
well,
them into
left
the
anyway.
slave camps, but it didn't work out that way.
Did
Well,
not.
I mean, he did say that they was going to oversee everybody else. Like, we purchased you to work, and you're going to work for real. And Bungie was like,
That's a problem too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If you're going to take away
Yep.
your talent and say, hey, you know what? Instead of working on the game that we're supposed to be working on our game, you're going to go work on their game to make it better. Well, you've taken away labor from your game. That's not good. You're taking the talent away from your game. That's not a good place to
and
be.
that's
But-
why Destiny is where it's at right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Sorry, Dave. What were you saying?
We
you want
got,
me to do this?
got 4 super chats.
Super
Let's
chat?
knock those out real
Let's
quick.
do it.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. We'll keep
No,
going.
you're good. Sith with the $2 says, "Merry Christmas, my friends. Thanks for everything." Thank you, Sith, man.
Yes.
I appreciate
Yeah,
you
Sith
like
Lord is
DMing
my
me and
guy.
stuff too, man.
He is a great
dude.
guy.
Sith Lord,
Yeah.
did you like that last video? Because I gave you a lot of Sith energy.
I did. I love that. Those statues are badass. That's all I'm saying. Badass.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir. Appreciate it.
Andre with the $2 says, "Merry Christmas, y'all," and King no PS6.
Hashtag no PX6.
That's
We
right.
We'll
keep
see.
the boots on that neck. There ain't nothing to see. Y'all been saying God Geek just said it himself. Like I'm listening to everything. And wait, there's more.
Mhm. I love it. I love it.
Adidas 20 with the $5 says, $300 million to make Spider-Man. Game Pass make more than that in a month. Facts. Good
Yeah, this is
point.
true.
That is absolutely true.
Exactly.
Very good point, Adidas. I love that you brought that up. Mike with the $5 says, Microsoft new AAA games have become unsustainable and almost quit before Phil showed the way with Game Pass. The leak showed us Xbox was right the whole time. I mean, hey,
that's not
like
true.
we said,
That's
ahead, King.
what he's that's not true. See, at that time
it was a cloud and mobile, really, right? Right?
Yeah, no, what
or
it was Donnie was going after movies.
Yeah.
It wasn't big budget games in a sense. They brought a whole studio. So their thought process was what we can do is marriage TV and video games into one medium. And this is why you had Quantum Break. Quantum Break within itself was a masterpiece if you put all the parts together. Because if you watch it how it was truly intended, and they separated it at a point because the bandwidth was too much. If you download the whole game in its entirety and you had the TV show component that played with the game, it was insane. Their whole thought process was to have episodic shows that come out weekly, and the game will leap off from there. So you'll watch the show, play the game, watch the show, play the game, and you'll get that content. In theory, it's good, it's viable, it works. But you needed the Netflix model into releasing all the episodes And as you play and watch, you're interacting in between. And that's how it will work. I think Microsoft was a little ahead of its time. Donnie had a little bit of stuff that was ahead of its time, and that's where it fails. That's what wasn't sustainable. But it wasn't the fact that Microsoft was chasing big budget stuff. What they were doing was trying to do something that had never been done. And in doing so, you're going to fail the majority of the time because the language is wrong. You didn't know how to explain it. Exactly.
Yeah, that takes years of education. That's why Sony sitting on their ass was a big mistake. Now they're even further behind than they ever have been because Microsoft went in the right direction and they just sat there.
So King, do you think that Microsoft will reignite that? Or do you think they're so shell-shocked that they're going to stay away from video altogether?
No, I think, I mean, know that they won't stay away from it altogether. Microsoft has always showed you, if this didn't work now, it'll work later.
Yeah.
They've always showed you that.
Again. Exactly.
Constantly. You know, they have been innovators in every piece of this space. Hard drive, Ethernet, every part
always
of it.
Years ahead,
online.
King. Every time.
The digital ecosystem itself, really.
Right.
I mean,
the whole digital footprint, your digital ID. This will follow you wherever you go. If you had a Zoom, if you had a whatever, the Microsoft phone, your ID, yourself carried over throughout all these things. People weren't ready for them to have that level of connectivity, right? Until now, with these last consoles, where I saw the easiest, most seamless way for you to log in, get your stuff set up, and move forward. I got to give a shout out to Jason Ronald and the team, because when I put out my phone and I either put in the code that they asked me to put in, or I used the QR code that was on the box, and my console instantly took all the information from my Xbox One and all that information that I did have and seamlessly went over to the next. It was baffling to me that we have reached this level of ingenuity in this space. But Microsoft has always been the pioneers in this space. Sony used to be that pioneer. Sony used to be the pioneer in that space when they came with CD. When they came with CD and they introduced it to the medium didn't know, because we were still stuck in cartridge. And I beg to differ when y'all said that the Nintendo consoles were stronger than the PlayStation. Theoretically, they couldn't push as many polygons as the PlayStation. The PlayStation was able to push more polygons, but what also changed the aspect of it was the PlayStation was able to access more data quickly when it came to music, right? So the music and the full motion video allowed it to have a more robust space on the CD, whereas the Nintendo didn't have access to that. They had no loading times, but there was a price. It was a yin and a yang, and people went for the higher fidelity and sound and richness that they did get in the full motion video. Fooled a lot of people into believing that it was a better product. That's when Nintendo lost that. So that's when Nintendo took the step back, and Sony started with the high price lawyers going in and locking in these. Because they had them, because those are movie lawyers, right? So the contract.
Yeah, I mean, the N64, as I recall, was 3 to 4 times the compute power of a PlayStation 1. But you're right. You could do pre-rendered video. You could fake it out. You could do pre-rendered video.
But it had the compute power, but it couldn't push as many polygons. See, that's the thing. Like when you looked at them on paper, because I studied these papers, but didn't know that Sony had lawyers that were so savvy in the background that they will lock these developers into these levels of contracts, and they couldn't operate with Nintendo. And then you would not be able to get the same product on the Nintendo.
Sega.
Let's not forget Sega. First, they removed Sega, because Sega was the weakest out of them and Nintendo. They had a long-term thing that they was trying to kill with Nintendo. But the thing about it is this: when you put Wipeout on Nintendo and you put it up against the Wipeout on PlayStation, the PlayStation 1 was faster, the music was better, and it looked like a superior product. So there you had captured the mind share of the public. They didn't know that, the compute power on the no. What sells is sound and visual. You marry the two. Sony had that. Microsoft now is innovators in this space. and Sony got stagnant in this whole thing. But what is the topic that we were talking about, so I can get back to the exact topic? Because
we were just cooking on this whole Sony scared of Microsoft thing. It's kind of on the screen right there.
Okay,
I just wanted to get your 2 cents on that.
All right. Yeah, I didn't want to go on something different. All right.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so the fact of the matter is true. They should be terrified, because at this moment in time, Microsoft was matching them dollar for dollar without this ABK deal.
Mm-hmm.
This last fiscal period, which is going to end and start the new fiscal period, what is that, in February or March, Hargeet? Is it February or March? Because these guys come back off of vacation in January, right?
End of March is the fiscal end for Sony.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, it's true.
The end.
This is true.
The beginning of the end.
Yeah, the beginning of the end. All right. So as you've seen, you heard little droppings of Call of Duty outsold Tears of the Kingdom. The reason why that is significant in this sense is Tears of the Kingdom was highly rated. Tears of the Kingdom was a very vast seller. We know that Nintendo titles sell close to the ratio of the consoles, right? Whereas on PlayStation, that has never been the truth. There's never been a 50 million seller. There's never been a 40 million seller, but they've always touted these numbers. The reason why that is significant, because the majority of those sales was, say, on a PlayStation or Steam or some on Xbox. 3 different areas to get this money. Then there's reoccurring dollars that's happening here. So we're talking about just point of sale, right? Point of sale that beat Tears of the Kingdom. That's one. Tears of the Kingdom doesn't make any reoccurring dollars after point of sale.
Bingo.
It's just a dead sale.
It's done after that. Yep.
Call of Duty reoccurring dollars. This monster here has a battle pass. This monster here has Nicki Minaj. You are in trouble. Now, this is one game. We're not talking about Diablo. We're not talking about any other games that is going to be counted in.
Not even counting mobile either, King.
Period. Right. World of Warcraft mobile. They've been bothering my phone forever for this game. All right, so they've beat you by $2 billion without this. Do you know what is going to happen to you? Now, the funding, this is the reason why Microsoft is able to say, we give you 10% more than what you normally was getting.
Right.
When Microsoft can say, okay, you was getting 20, give them 30. That means that guy's going to bury you, because the 30 don't hurt. Do you understand somebody telling you before you was getting 20, here's 30. Now go shut up and go sit down. That should really, that's why these are here. That's why this level of information is being circulated between the company. That's why CEOs that has been there, oh, you got to go. That's why we have to downsize. We have to regroup here. This is the 4th quarter. And we're about to be down by 20 because they got Joe Montana, they got the legacy team. They got a legacy team right there. They're coming up to play. They got Lawrence Taylor, Joe Montana, Wayne Gretzky, for the God's sakes. Why is he in a football game? I'm just saying, Mike Tyson as a quarterback. They got stuff happening here. And you guys, this is why I said it's not going to be a PlayStation 6. Because y'all asked for Microsoft to compete. Now they're competing. They're competing. $100 billion is not, I'm going to get these companies to become third party. $100 billion. I want to be number one. My money is always on the hungry $1 trillion company. The $1 trillion company that when you walk in, we demand excellence. It was a reason why Steinbrenner was one of the greatest GMs in baseball history. Because he said, if we can't win, we'll buy him.
Yeah.
Who is the best player right now? Go get him. Go get Alex Rodriguez. I don't care. He played shortstop. put him at third base. He gave him so much money that this guy played out of position on the team. So the reason why I'm giving you the correlation, because this is going to resonate with certain people, and it may not resonate with all, because y'all in disbelief about what's about to happen and what's about to transpire. The level of hunger within somebody who is money hungry, always count on that company. I believe Microsoft is so money hungry and so willing to bet it all to win, to dominate, to try to figure out why they're not number one in this region. They're not number one in this region. We will be number one in this region. Right now, Sony is down 60% in the UK. That wasn't the same last year. Why is that? You have to look at exactly what it was. It was this deal right here that they're terrified of, because this deal right here changes the complexity of the fight. Now, they opened up Back-a-Pat again. And I told y'all before, I can't wait for Spider-Man Day. And y'all said, nah, that's not going to happen, King.
No, I think it
Spider-Man
is.
Day is a real thing.
I think it's happening.
And when all those games, and they say, man, go check out Spider-Man on
Did they have the
Xbox.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance too? I think they have some of those too.
But I think something tricky with the license, because I think they still have to, because remember, Fox had owned it at that time before Disney. So I think they have to talk to Disney about getting those. But I think it's just about, because it was individuals that they were selling when they sold them, when they wasn't even part of Disney when they made that. They were Marvel, and they sold those individuals. We're at the precipice. Where, Sony's looking over the edge, and this is Sparta, and they're about to get kicked in the back. How do they pivot? I thought the smartest pivot was to go to games of service. But the problem with that is you
can't
need to
half-step
have
it, though.
You can't. You got to be full blown.
Yep.
But the thing is, Microsoft was more in position because the Azure Cloud Services is all around the world.
Yes.
So this is why that starts from your pedigree. Right? Your pedigree you have to lean into whatever your pedigree is. Microsoft pedigree, because Sony had cornered the market on single player story driven narrative games. Microsoft had to get the shooter bros, us guys, all the guys that felt that video games was they went after you guys, targeted you guys. You gym bros, you dude bros, we're gonna get a drink and let's go play some Halo. Master Chief is a guy who is in a suit of armor kicking alien butt. This is what it's about, right? This is the persona of the character. Gears of War, a dude in a suit of armor with a gun and a chainsaw at the end, kicking alien butts that come out of the ground.
It's like
This
the
is
good old
what it's
80s
about.
movies, King. It's like they're
Right.
80s movies, dude.
So what
It's
did
like
they
Commando
do?
and shit.
They get Call of Duty. A guy with some armor on and a gun.
Or a Nicki
shooting
Minaj.
people. And Nicki Minaj, right? and I think she got twerk physics. But
Okay.
yeah, I love it. I love it. But okay, so now that they got TV, they're going after mobile. They went after cloud. I thought cloud was fake, but now cloud is working, right? Because now you got VR, you got the Oculus, and you can play all your games through the cloud on your Oculus, no console involved. Hargeet, you said something about Microsoft don't care or give a damn to sell you a console because they already made the platform and service.
Yeah.
So you have to see the level of complexity in their strategy to kill off the number one. It wasn't just make better games. So when Phil told you by just making better games, we can't beat them.
Right.
That's not it. Y'all was too simple-minded to understand. Now I talk about my panel because we all understood it, but the individuals that went after him was too simple-minded to understand the complexity of what he was trying to explain to you. It was a multi-prong attack in order to take down Kong. You're not going to beat Kong easily, but you can finish him off with giving him a lot of mutos. So what's happening now is Kong will die. This is the last time you're going to see him. And it's not going to be a PlayStation 6. And they know it in the building because that's why those letters went out. And after Jim said that, after he sent out the email, he sent another email to his stockbroker
Sell.
45.
Now's the time.
He said, hypothetically speaking here, I just want to know what would trigger selling stock that will have the feds look at me when inside a trader.
Yeah,
said,
like
well,
what's the
what's the
minimum? What can I get away with? Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It said, well, if you sell 45,000, nobody would care. Let me sell that.
Yep.
So y'all should be terrified because they're selling stock and they're putting out memos like this.
Yeah.
It ain't no PlayStation 6. And I'm going to be 99% right. When that happens, I'm going to get a suit made out of pure, silver. There's going to be a tinfoil suit. It's going to be silver, nice and silver and shiny. And I'm going to wear
this tinfoil hat. Is it?
Yeah. Have a nice tinfoil crown. And say,
Well, I don't know if there isn't going to be a PlayStation 6, but I mean the shift is an interesting question.
Really
right?
though?
Well, maybe not, right?
King is trying to get everyone on this ship
No,
with it.
I'm not because listen, RHETRI. When I win, right? And I'm only alone by myself.
That's good. That's true. You get all the flowers. You get all the flowers.
I can get to say, hey, he didn't believe in me.
That's
he didn't believe in me. But y'all all do
I'm
believe.
half there, King. The problem is, as you said before, they're arrogant and they're going to use their ego, and that's going to be the problem. It's a stupid move. I agree with you.
No.
If they make a PS5 Pro, tell me why you need a PS6.
That's it.
I just don't see the point.
Okay. All right. And this is my last point. The reason why y'all saying that they sound bipolar over there, because I was soaking up everything that y'all were saying. The reason why y'all saying they bipolar over there is this. Remember in the last days of Sega, they seemed bipolar, yes?
Yeah, true.
They changed from exactly who they was. They was bipolar. They started putting out hardware that didn't make any sense.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Mixed messages.
Desperation's a stinky cologne, man.
Yes. Ooh, this guy smells bad. Like, did you put on that much? Was it the bottle? Did you put the bottle on? Smell. You know how when you get in the elevator, you got to get out on the floor that you wasn't even getting out off of? This guy here.
Jumping off.
It's in my throat. I can taste it. That's Sony. But Mark Cerny was there. Go back and check. Mark Cerny was working for Sega at that time.
Right.
Where's Mark Cerny right now?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is going to be a potential downfall for. I don't know what the point of the PS5 Pro is. They know Microsoft's not making one. They know that.
I can't wait for them to
I don't
make
think
it.
they're doing one.
Tavish has been talking about this. He doesn't think they're making a Pro at all. And
I think it's fake. I think it's coming.
It's coming.
People's,
we'll see.
I think it's coming too, but it wasn't in any of these documents, though, as far as I know, as far as I've seen.
And if you look at the revenue, kind of like the way that they track when they expect their revenue, at least just for Insomniac specifically, they're not expecting a whole influx in late 2024. They're not moving people over to do some graphics update. They're not moving any personnel around or moving any budgets around that seem to indicate anything really for 2024. So that's among other things. They also didn't mention it specifically, which is kind of neither here nor there, I think. But the fact that there's not a footprint in their personnel management sort of structure there to sort of suggest that they're going to do something. Yeah, they're not shifting resources around much.
That presumes that those studios would directly do any port that they would, make for the PS5 Pro. They could hire other companies to do that, just like they did with Nixxes.
Right.
Could. I just doubt that they would. I think that they would.
You said Nixxes? That's my heart. I love them.
Day and date. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I want to also touch on too from do you want to get the super chat? They've been sitting there for a while.
I do. Yeah, and then I'll let you continue. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Spartan661 with the $2 says PS5 is going through a death phase right now. Yeah, spiral downwards trajectory for sure. Iconic Video Games with $5 super chat says, I said this many times. PlayStation is the market leader. Xbox is the market innovator.
I push back on that. Are they the leader in what?
Yeah, I agree.
What is PlayStation
console
leading?
Sales? Listen, that's all that matters, bro.
No,
that's all that matters,
I don't.
bro.
Nintendo leads.
Sad dad
Nintendo.
sims.
Nintendo leads.
Thanks, Axel. We appreciate
There are
you
some
being
things
here,
you
buddy.
can check off the box.
Even
KS
Nintendo leads in console sales. So what do they lead in?
Well, that's
Sad-
good. Okay,
sad dad
touche.
sims.
Touche. That's a good point. You
There
know, when people are talking about that, though, they're talking PlayStation versus Xbox. But yeah. you are absolutely 100% correct. They don't lead in shit. All right, Sante, member for two months. What's going on, brother? Join the droids. What's going on?
Thank you so much. And we have over 300 people here in the chat right now. Thank you all so much. We got a few more minutes. We're gonna probably wrap things up here in a little bit because I want everybody to be able to get out and spend some time with their family.
So one thing I wanted to talk about after this was after Tavis talked was, what do we think is going to happen given the Activision acquisition? Because one of the things they're worried about is the shift away from PlayStation to Xbox. Do we think that's going to happen? I'd love to see what everybody thinks about that.
Let's do it.
Well, let
ahead,
Tavish finish on his, his points for this stuff.
I want to make most of what the other two gentlemen already talked about. I kind of subscribe to most. I'm not sure about this PS6 stuff, but
hey, King's all alone on that island. I don't either, but I love his conviction though.
You know what? I was all alone on
I'm with the King
doing Silent Hills thing for 2 years, so we'll see. You know, I'm collecting some support on that front as well, so it happens.
Yeah.
One common thread between both of them that I really agree with is that, and it also kind of dovetails into one of the super chats a minute ago, is that in order to make those big bold moves, which I think we all agree Sony is kind of in a position they really need to be able to make some big bold moves.
Yeah,
you really need a strong foundational revenue stream to be able to do that safely, because the financial risk is just enormous. Like we tell, we say we want them to put their games on PS Plus day one or on PC day one, and it's easy for us to say because we've been living in a world where Microsoft has done that for us for the last decade, and they have found a way to make it work. It's harder for Sony, I think, because of how much they don't have the sort of subscriber base. If you look at those slides, you can see how many of those people are actually in the highest tier, and it's not so much. Nothing.
And they're not even finished. They're not finishing any of those games either that are in that. We saw the other thing. They're not even playing them. They're literally getting these presents, and they're not even touching them.
And so, like, if you don't have a revenue stream from PS Plus or from reliable releases on PC and microtransactions and people playing these evergreen titles on your platform, the way that Microsoft has, Sea of Thieves or Forza Horizon or Minecraft. You can go down the list. They have tons of them. Right?
That's the second time I heard that phrase.
What phrase is that?
Which phrase?
Evergreen.
Yeah, I probably think I said it earlier. I'm expanding my vocabulary here.
No, I've learned that from somebody that was teaching.
We use that in television. That's where evergreen comes from, something that is just everlasting, and for Microsoft, it's something that can make money forever.
Yeah.
That's let me know how intelligent you are. You're highly intelligent, sir.
+1 to me. All right. You guys can all be intelligent too if you buy some of my Etsy merch, by the way. Just throwing that.
Oh, I will. No, I saw some stuff there that I do like, so I will be patroning your store, sir. Yeah.
All right, good to hear. Everyone, be like King. He's the reason for this.
Be like King, yeah. Be like Mike. Be like King.
But if you don't have that base of revenue streams, it's real hard to convince a Hiroki Totoki that, hey, we need to make a big bold move to catch up. So I kind of feel like they were late. I think that Jim Ryan, earned some of those cookies in the sense that I think he had some of the right ideas. I think that he just held out too late, and now sort of the entry point to getting some traction with those is real. That window is really, really small right now.
Closing in, right?
And so whenever Totoki comes in and sort of takes the reins in October, he's like, you ain't done it yet, so we're going to take a bunch of your money away. And the result of that is they aren't well positioned to make a big, bold move. They're kind of just sitting there with their, kind of their dick out in the air, right? They're just sitting there with a bunch of people that
go ahead.
Right. There's a bunch of, I think, Retro, you mentioned earlier, they didn't commit. Pardon me. They didn't commit. They went half-assed.
Because they're like Google. So that's why they remind me of companies like that. Like if it doesn't succeed instantaneously, They pull out. Pause. So
Yeah, they waited too long. They didn't commit, and now they're languishing in that like limbo's kind of gray zone, and they're going to be
Right.
forced to commit whether they like it or not. But the problem is, whenever
Yeah.
they eventually do, it's going to be such a big risk without any safety net underneath them
Right,
financially that
right.
it's like, oof, we could be waiting several years, like longer than we should have to get to that point. So that was the other thing I wanted to bring up. But Hargeet, what was the thing you mentioned? I'll just go ahead.
So, well, that's cool. But I actually thought of one more thing that because of what you said, they did
Mhm.
take some risks to put out something that was entirely worthless, which is PSVR 2, PS Portal,
True.
their earbuds. They're going to put up PS5 Pro. These are the things they're spending money on, right? Because these are not
Yeah.
insignificant. That's an investment, and they have not supported PSVR 2. PS Portal,
No.
I don't know how much that's going
And
to
then
really
even do
sell.
back compat. Like, dude, that's their arrogance. That is Sony arrogance, where they're like, "F you, you're gonna
That
pay,
should have been
right?
on. that
Screw
should
your
have been on
back compat."
PC. If
Yeah.
they're gonna put PC games out, why not have compatibility on PC for those VR games?
So,
Right.
so I don't know. They did make some bold moves, I guess.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the thing I wanted to talk about was going forward, right? Yes, the
Sure.
new CEO has to figure this out. Do we think that because of the way things are going, and I think there's going to be some issues with PlayStation as far as telling us what their roadmap is, because I don't think they have anything
Because
for
they
a
don't
while,
know it.
right? And if there's no enthusiasm there next year, we know there's a Switch 2, right? We know that that's coming,
Mhm.
right? Whatever the heck
Yeah.
it's going to be called. So there's going to be enthusiasm on that side, right? Here, there's going to
Mhm.
be a launch lineup, and they're usually pretty good. So I'm expecting some good stuff from Nintendo. We already know there's a lot of games coming from Xbox. What is PlayStation going to tell us? What's their pitch to keep people on PlayStation? Next COD is going to be marketed Microsoft. It's going to have Xbox all over it, right?
Game Pass.
What is their pitch?
Watch them
Right.
implode.
If the casual gamer picks up and sees all, there's going to be a ton of marketing for this, and they'd be stupid not to do it.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, what the Gulf War, whatever it's going to be called,
Mhm.
it's going to be Xbox everywhere, every country, everywhere. It's going to
Absolutely.
be Xbox
Yep.
everywhere.
Yep.
On the trains, on the buses, on the cars. Yeah, the only
Everywhere.
thing only thing PlayStation could do is what PlayStation has always done to survive. Because we know that their first party don't sell shit. They'll just do third party
Exactly.
deals. That's it.
So
That's
if
how they
Microsoft
survive.
is smart,
Or
they
limp.
then say at the end of that Call of Duty commercial, also in Game Pass, and have marquee titles like FIFA, Madden, all that as like collage right underneath it.
Yes.
All these in Game Pass. Pay $17 a month. Boom. Right?
MLB the show.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
That would be awesome.
that's our first party studio.
Dude, perfect
That's our
marketing
first
right
party
there, dude.
studio right there, man.
Oh my god, dude, that is so
That would be
good.
so
Love
good.
it.
Oh
But
my
either way,
god,
like-
I would love that.
If that starts happening, which it probably will, okay,
Mhm.
what is Sony's response?
Help.
And will there be a
SOS.
Yes,
smoke,
I-
smoke
I'm-
signals.
I'm curious. So, what do you guys think? Where do you think it's going to be?
I mean, I feel like we might as well end the show now because I don't think we have any answers. There's nothing.
Yeah,
right?
I
What
mean,
are they supposed to say? Like, I genuinely don't know what, because the service stuff, though, that fan base don't want to hear, and that's kind of stretched out a little bit in the over the horizon anyway. The first party, like traditional stuff, I still think is a couple years out. Maybe they show a few of them this year, like, hey, these exist. Okay, cool, they exist, but they're still 2025, 2026. Maybe farther out.
27, 28. I have a
27,
lot of them coming out
28.
27, 28. And I'm
God
like, yo,
knows,
that's PS6.
2030, you know, who knows? And then
Assuming
with-
there was a PS6.
And I mean, if you look at those documents too, like if you look at the stuff that they called out back then, and they said, hey, we need to do this for PS Plus to make it better. The only thing in their list of items of action items that they've actually accomplished is to get a Take-Two game, which is GTA 5, to show up on PS Plus at some point. And it's like, okay, but who cares about, like, do you really have anything else that you want to check off? But they don't. So yeah, I don't know what their messaging is supposed to like sort of center around, especially with Wolverine. When next time they show it, we're all gonna, pretend like it's new and like we haven't already seen it.
Better look like Hellblade
know.
2.
Right?
I mean, that's a
But
whole
so-
other thing, right? That's
Yeah.
true.
So the fear they have on that slide is that the subscription service revenue will go down by a lot,
On
right?
their end,
And
yeah,
if
for sure.
that shift happens, that's a big deal for them, right? Because PS Plus, the people who have it, they have it because of NBA 2K, they have it because of Call of Duty, they have it because of Madden or FIFA, right? And if people start moving to the other side for that, then where does that leave PlayStation, right? Because their revenue
they waited too long to try to get into the mobile game. They are half-assing everything. They're dipping into mobile. They are waiting too long for PC day and date. They've waited too long. Like they're in trouble in the next couple of years if they don't get their shit together and just stop listening to the fucking fanboys on Twitter.
Exactly.
Just do what they need to get done.
You got to do what's good for your bottom line. They also do not have any promise whatsoever that I've heard of that says their games would even go into their premium service for subscriptions at any point. Right? Okay, after 5 years, your games come. No, they have nothing. There's no promise at all that any of their games will ever be in their subscription service. So you can pay the $18 or whatever it is a month and still get nothing.
Listening to y'all, keep pushing my point.
Right? I mean, like,
forward.
You know what? I might switch sides just for the hell of it.
It's so.
I don't want you to be lonely, King, on that island.
They keep telling me, Retri. They keep saying what they need to do, what they haven't done, and what they don't believe that they will do. But there'll be a place.
The evidence is stacking. The evidence is stacking a little bit in King's favor over here. I get you. I
just think they're gonna have a last hurrah, and I think they are in trouble. But that's why I'm not sure about the PS6 because I think they're just arrogant. I think they're arrogant enough to do it.
I agree. I completely agree with him on the arrogance thing.
Let's hear King's scenario.
I'm gonna give you a scenario because you already said the wild card, Nintendo,
which will now be able to play third-party games, so they're gonna compete.
That part,
that
part. Let's say because we have no idea. We believe, and you've said it out your own mouth, Nintendo was a point in time when Nintendo was a superpower. I remember because I had a Genesis. And when I had my Genesis and I got my Super Nintendo, I brought a Super Famicom. I went and I saw it downtown and I was like, oh, snap, give it to me. $300. Take it. Take the money. I don't give a damn. Give it to me. And I got Super Mario and I brought it and I showed COG. The sound chip and the colors inside that machine. Completely different. It was a point in time when Nintendo was cutting edge. When that GameCube came out and they had Star Wars and all that stuff, and you saw this stuff, you was like, oh my God, Nintendo is the joint. Let's just say this time they want to play for real. They really want to play. They looked at the my handheld, my ROG, they looked at the Steam Deck, and they come somewhere in there. They come somewhere in between those level of specs, but they're able to do a Nintendo thing and get that to you for $300-400. Let's say Nintendo want to really ball, they want to play, and this thing is dock and take off, and you can play 1440p with the same level of graphics or whatever. There is not a space for a PlayStation. There won't be a space for a PlayStation. It won't be viable for a PlayStation. And then Microsoft doing what Microsoft is doing, and y'all expect them to fight off these guys and fight off these guys? At what point in time, and another thing, if y'all was really looking through that paperwork, look at that paperwork and look at them slides again. It says PlayStation app.
That's true.
Yeah.
Listen, I got material for days. This leak has given me a boon of information, and I still keep getting phone calls and texts with information that's happening by the hour. But y'all keep telling me how they can't. And it keeps saying, I've did those scenarios in my head. I did the gymnastics with y'all before. I was doing the show before we even did the show in my head. And y'all keep telling me what I know to be true. If that PlayStation 5 Pro, and this is how I want to know is a death nail. If that PlayStation 5 Pro comes out, it's over. Now, if they don't put it out and they say, yo, we're going to wait. See, the problem with them waiting, they want the Zen 6. And they want that in the box. If they hard fast, and this will be a Mark Cerny's choice, and this will be Mark Cerny killing you guys.
Yeah.
If that hard choice stays there, the Zen 6 isn't ready yet. The yields or nothing is not ready yet on that machine, on that CPU.
Not for the Pro, yeah, definitely not.
Right. No, not for the Pro. No, for the Pro, it'll just be exactly what it is. I'm talking about for the PS6.
Oh,
It's
Okay.
not ready yet. It won't come out. You will be beholden for that machine to reach that point for that to come out. By that time, they will be too far ahead for you to make any substantial ground in coming out, and they're canceled. The machine will be canceled on the door right there.
And then
Microsoft.
I was just going to say that even if they wait on the Zen and it does come out, okay, cool, we're ready to go because it's out. That's going to be a lot more expensive, and that's going to make the PlayStation 6 in theory.
Well, we know it's going to be expensive.
$700-800.
Yeah, I felt it would
buy
be.
it?
I felt it would be $699 in that ballpark. But Microsoft is going with a Zen 5.
Mm-hmm.
By the time they're talking about it coming out in 2026, the yields on it will be very good. They're getting really good yields off of it now. The market price will drop to a point where it's equitable for them to make some money off of it. You will give them too far of a head start. Nintendo will have a very large install base because their Switch 2 should be coming out next year.
Yep.
You will not be able to recover. It won't be a PlayStation 6, and y'all will see the death knell. But I am here to have fun and to listen. But y'all,
it would be very interesting if that happens, and if that shift starts happening. And King, that's the one I've been talking about. It's not Xbox, it's Nintendo they need to worry about, because Nintendo will sell 100 million consoles, and that's going to be a very juicy market for any publisher out there to say, I'm not going to ignore that. We're putting this game on that box, so we're putting it on the
now that they can play it. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
we have over 300 people. And I just want to just say this real quick. King, are you still there, buddy?
Yeah, of course I'm here.
Okay. So you it's up on the
I was
screen.
just blowing your nose.
Legend. Oh, I'm just saying, legendary Yodi. I just want to make sure you're here to hear this. That's all. Said, please tell King to check his Fortnite account, and he's extremely proud of all of us. So appreciate that. And there are 2 super charts. I want to get these knocked out real quick.
Your baby.
Your baby.
Your baby.
Yeah, baby.
$5 says, watching PlayStation slow death spiral is so fascinating. I'm waiting to watch their fan base cap and celebrate being bought by Apple or Amazon. There you go, you baby. I like that. Spartan661 with the $2 says, I love everything you guys do. Thank you for the content. Absolutely, Spartan. Thank you guys for coming out. We weren't sure how many people were going to show up because of the holidays and whatnot, but we're here to represent and we're here to give you guys entertainment. That's what this is all about. So thank you guys for coming out tonight.
For sure. And I'm not trying to interrupt anybody. I'm so sorry. And if we guys want to continue talking for just a little bit longer, that is not a problem with me. I just want to get this one thing out. Something I think is important, and one of the reasons why me and RHETRI wanted to do this, and I'm gonna put this up on screen right now, and it's there, RHETRI. If you don't mind, kind of read it out, and we'll kind of talk about it real quick, because it's important to know that, you know, even if you're hanging out and kicking back on Christmas, sometimes it can be a very depressing time of the year for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes it's the best time for people. Sometimes it's the worst time of the year for a lot of other people. So if you guys need any help, don't hesitate to call. The other thing is too, what I've noticed about this community, this is one of the best communities ever. Don't hesitate to contact us directly. I will answer you back. And I've done this a million times with a bunch of different people. DM us. Like if you're feeling a little down about, like, you know, the holidays, it happens to a lot of us. Do not feel weird. Contact us directly. I don't care. Or use this reach out line that's right here, that's thrown across the screen.
Yeah, read that for me if you don't mind. Read it out loud, please.
Sure. It's a suicide and crisis lifeline hour. So that is 24/7, guys, in English, Spanish, and everything. You can learn more at 988. So 988, guys.
Yeah. So instead of dialing 911 on your phone, just dial 988, and there'll be somebody there that will help you and be able to talk to you, one-on-one, and it's free. It's and sometimes it just is, if you just have somebody to talk to, that will help a lot.
Sure.
I'll tell you, and I'm not trying to bring anything down, but both me and RHETRI lost our mothers this year, and this time of year is hard. I'll tell you right now. So
absolutely.
Anyway, deep breath, hold back the tears. But I'm just saying, and so that's one of the other reasons why we want to do this tonight, because it's we love this community. We love these people here, and talking gaming is a passion we all have. We all share, and it is great to have such amazing members of the community here tonight. 100%. To show some love and to be here. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
You guys are awesome.
and
fuck
I'm
cancer,
sure
by the
from RHETRI as well.
Yeah, for real.
So anyway,
Yeah.
just want to say I love you guys, and yeah. So let's get back to what we were talking about.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
No PlayStation 6. Okay, back to that. Anyway.
Dead in the water.
So, but
So,
do you see,
King,
like, the next
on
year
that,
or
just
two.
on that
Go ahead,
point,
Tyler.
real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't-
No, go
Go
ahead.
for it.
No,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There was a mention in one of the documents from Insomniac, one of the recent documents.
Mhm.
That would have been about a month old or so, I believe, about a 2027 launch potentially for. I think they wanted to see if they could get one of their games. What was it? Spider-Man 3, I suppose, or something like that, to be a 2027 launch game, is how they referred to it. To me, 2027 is pretty late for a Pro. It seems like that would be right about the ballpark for a potential PS.
Yeah.
So you sign on, not no Pro next.
Yeah, I'm about the only person
PS6.
that thinks there's no Pro. I think no Pro.
Well,
Right. Well, the reason I'm down on, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but one of them, the last thing I feel like Totoki has any remote taste for right now is another loss leader to drain their profits even more than they already are. And I don't see a ton of upside when the PlayStation 5 is still selling well, but as we already have kind of talked about, I think before, is their business model. If the business model is we want to sell hardware in order to get active users that we can then monetize,
right?
You need to really be confident that selling the hardware does genuinely directly lead to active users. And there's a lot of really good reason to think that is not happening on PlayStation from a fan base perspective, it seems, right?
Sure.
That their monthly active users were going up and up and up until the PS5 launch, and then they flatlined. So they sold 50 million units, and they have not gained a single monthly active user since the PS5 launch. So I think that PS selling more.
Actually,
PS5
I think it's been
Pros,
Travis has been going down. I think, right? I think it's
a little
their
bit.
numbers
It's
have been going down.
kind of yeah.
It's doing this, but it's basically even where it started. Essentially,
it is. I mean, yeah, it is right. It is. It's actually down like
down.
7 million compared to where it started last we heard. It might go up a little bit just from holidays, but it's still the fact that you put in.
It's enough that they stopped
units.
reporting the numbers, right? So
yeah,
right,
yeah. There's that. Too.
On a company who loves their numbers and loves to shove the metrics in your face, all of a sudden, crickets.
Right, and they've been calling monthly active users their top KPI since 2017, right?
Where we've heard that before,
Travis,
right?
I really hope they don't listen to you. I really hope they don't use your common sense.
Right.
What I really hope is the only reason why, and listen, I don't ever give any pushback. I be honest with you, me joking about them not coming out with them and them becoming an app, it has become part of my shtick right about now. So it's really fun with it.
Hold the line, baby.
But yeah, exactly. They was giving us work, so I'm gonna work them. Pause. But I have too many credible people that has, okay. I'm trying to say this without bothering somebody.
It's okay.
No. It's like I'm trying not to bother him.
Trying to thread the needle here.
Yeah. There are things that are in the wild that will directly lead to a PlayStation 5 Pro. So I honestly believe it'll come out in September of next year, 2024. September of next year to be there. Now, also to lead credence into what you've said, I've seen the documents, launch in 2027, 2028, around that period of time. They have a fiscal time. They talk about fiscal periods. So it's not really 2027. It could be 2028 leading into that period or whatever. I believe so. There's always research and development into the next product. There's always going to be so. This is exactly how companies
whether
move.
It comes out or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And now, and I will always tell people this. I was around long enough to know when the M2 was showing up. I was around long enough to know when the Sega Neptune was showing up. I was around long enough to know when the Sony, Nintendo, PlayStation was coming out. I saw dev kits for all of them. I even saw finished product for all of them. They were all real until they weren't.
Yeah, very true.
So
Yeah.
that's why I can stand on the square, because nobody could tell me back in those days that the super graphics wasn't going to have the successor. Nobody could tell me that Sega Neptune wasn't going to hit. Nobody could tell me that the 3DO M2 wasn't going to be real. I was really
True.
standing there believing so, getting my money ready, and I believe they took money at GameStop from us for the M2.
Right.
The PlayStation 6 is not coming. We didn't have the ability to have this much information back in the days to predict the death of a console company and predict a growth in a different space. I thought Stadia would be better until it wasn't.
Yeah.
So we've lived enough to know, we all see, and I'm with you, but I believe that PlayStation 5 Pro comes out next year, and if it does, that's the problem. It's not the projection of the launch of the PlayStation 6. Without the Pro, the 6 happens. With the Pro, the 6 doesn't happen. And that's the problem, because I believe Mark Cerny is the common thread in killing this console, because Sony used to do bespoke engines. Remember the Emotion engine? Remember all this stuff that was going on? They used to the cell processor. They did things that was so out of the box and so unique and so cultivated and innovative that it made them singular. That box that we have right next to, I have a PlayStation 5 right next to my Series S. The only thing that's different in between those boxes is mine.
This one gets turned on.
And an SSD. Yeah, that part. That part. And that fast SSD was Mark Cerny's push. Instead of making bespoke stuff inside the box, those boxes virtually indistinguishable if you rip them down in their parts. And it's such a shame. I don't think they can have that same mentality going forward, because that mentality, that sameism, is going to break them, and they have to be different. Nintendo is completely different. They're with NVIDIA. They're not with AMD. Completely different. And that's the reason why that technology in that Switch was able to last for so long, because NVIDIA was such a far ahead of the curve in what they were producing and what they were making, that Nintendo was able to be viable with that Switch. If Sony went with NVIDIA or Microsoft went with NVIDIA, there will be leaps and bounds ahead of either of each other. Like whoever went with NVIDIA would have won as far as graphics goes and all that other stuff. So I don't know, but I know Nintendo's with them, and I feel very fearful for what happens with PlayStation.
Amen.
Fair enough.
Yep,
Good
absolutely.
points. Well, hey, listen, you got Dave on your side, so you were trying to be solo on this
He's
island,
made
but
me a
not
believer.
not no
He's made
more.
me a believer.
Listen, us games stick together.
That's right. That's right.
Speaking of, hey, here we go. We got Gerald Mack with the $5 super chat. Hashtag Greybeards of Gaming. PlayStation signed a 10-year deal for Call of Duty with Xbox, but they're also still fighting the case with the FTC. How does that affect the deal? It doesn't.
No, it don't. They already signed.
Yeah, it won't.
Yeah.
It's
They're
okay.
grasping at straws,
Microsoft is going to
literally.
be getting that 70% of everyone. So.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry about that too much. And shout out to guys like Post Up and those guys still carrying the torch for that news. But yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. So yeah, not personally at least. But yeah.
Well, I guess we probably need to start wrapping things up. I've kept it right here 2.5 hours. Look, I know we could probably go on a while longer, and I would love to, but I just I want to be respectful to you guys this time as well, because I know you guys have things and family that you want to.
I'm just about to make a video. That's
I was gonna say King's getting ready to make a video, and King, I want to watch that video, so I want to let you get to it.
Thank you.
So Hargeet, are you back yet? I know he had to step away for a minute, so we'll come back.
We'll get back
Hey,
to
Coco, you want to say hi, Coco?
I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay. No worries.
I'm done.
Speaking of family,
Yeah.
Ah, super cute.
All right.
How many dogs you got over there, King?
Aw.
You got the two?
Yeah.
this is my little
Okay.
nephew.
Hey,
Oh, nice. Hey.
That's so awesome.
He's like, get me out of here.
Yes, exactly.
He's
Why
picking
are
up,
you showing me off to these 300 folks? I don't know these
Look at the
people.
little
he's picking up
outfits.
children, and I'm picking up puppies.
Right.
That's so cute. That's so
Go
cute.
play, go play.
All right.
One can keep on her jacket. They got matching jackets.
Nice.
One can keep on her
Everyone's
jacket. The other
styling
one's
over
like,
here.
I'm gonna take that jacket off. I hate it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, guys, as we start, let's go ahead and we'll just kind of wrap things up, man. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank everybody in the chat. Thanks for all the super chats and the new memberships and stuff. We really appreciate that. And just a quick reminder: New Year's Eve, we're going to be back here again. That's right. We're going to be here. Now, we may not be here as late as counting down the New Year's for every.
No, we will not do that, Dave.
No, we will be here on New Year's Eve, and we can all watch RHETRI get drunk together. It'll be great.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're welcome.
Y'all will be here. I'll be doing the Alex with my pepperonis out. Hey!
Slapping
Nice.
thighs.
Hey!
Pause.
I'm slapping somebody's thighs. Oh yeah!
Oh,
baby.
Damn.
man. Happy New Year. Oh Lord, I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, let's start up there with Tavish. Tell us about your website. Tell us where everybody can reach out to you, and tell us and plus we also do have that code. I'll put that up on the bottom of the screen while you're talking, sir.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at NerdPropellant. You can kind of see it up there on the screen there. If people want to DM me, they're welcome to DM and ask questions about stuff or just shoot the shit, whatever. My DMs are open. Also on Etsy, you can find my Etsy shop. You can just search for NerdPropellant. You can ask me for the link on Twitter if you need, and I can provide that to you. Don't forget Gamers Council, all caps, all one word, 20% off, which actually goes pretty, for
Yes.
$75 light box, that's $15. That's a pretty decent chunk. You get knocked off that price.
Yeah, and just to let everybody know, it's up on the screen right now. But the links to everybody who is on the panel right now that's on your screen is in the description below, including the link to his Etsy and to his X site. So and also the code. We also put that on there as well too. A reminder that the 20% off. So just to let everybody know that that is there as well.
Links in the chat right now, guys. If you're
interested. Thank you so much for being here tonight, man. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you'll come back on again because we'd love to have you back on again.
No
man.
way, no
really
no, I'm just kidding. Absolutely. I gotta make sure I'm on.
He's one and done like PlayStation games. He's like, I come back.
Right?
Yeah,
When you get the news that Silent Hills is on Xbox and PS5 Pro doesn't exist, then I will be here.
Let's see. Hey, RHETRI.
No, you ain't got no battle pass for him.
I'm just kidding. All right. So
I'm definitely getting over there. I'm gonna get my money off of that. And I'm
this
not
is
gonna be like
stuff.
Freddie Prinze Jr. I'm gonna pay.
He'll pay you.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like that. Well, let's go to Hargeet Chani now. Hargeet definitely is not on X, not on any social media, but he is on Discord, and he is also he travels the circuit. He's on several different shows, and Hargeet, we greatly appreciate you being here. Please tell everybody where they can find you.
It's H Chani on Discord and on Xbox, and hopefully we'll get RDX back next year, and otherwise
miss that guy.
Game On Daily, and so that's GameOnDaily.com, and then youtube.com/GameOnDaily, and then there's Boom's podcast on Wednesdays, Double Barrel Gaming, Wednesdays 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, primetime gaming. So catch us there.
Yeah, for real. 100%. That's for real.
And Merry Christmas, everyone! Happy New Year! If I don't see you,
Happy
Happy
exactly.
Advance the line.
Before we get to King's outro, we got one more super chat from our good friend.
Our buddy
always
Kay.
answers the
$5 says happy holidays, folks. Great show as usual. I hope everyone has a happy, safe time off. Salute to you, sir. Thank you, Kay. Appreciate you, brother. Happy holidays, brother.
Yes,
Absolutely.
very much so. Very much so. King and David, sir, please let everybody know about your new show. Let everybody know about, of course, the Iron Lords and where they can reach out to you, and also about these amazing collection that you have of statues that are second to none, man.
Oh, thank you so much. But I'm kind of small inside my statue community. I really have people that have more than me. This right now, is it in Game Pass?
Is it on Game Pass?
This is from Grown Woman Gaming. I'm pretty sure you can go get it out of their store. It's dope. We're gonna see them at PAX East. Like I'll be seeing Hargeet Chani, hopefully at PAX East, like we do as our ritual.
Yeah, I got my media badge. I don't know if you got yours yet, but I got my media thing for it.
Yeah. And I got it for Xbox Frontline News, which is crazy. That's crazy.
Nice.
And I just did it. So if you was listening to WebDave or RHETRI or Hargeet Chani, they were telling you that from Iron Lords podcast. So if this is the first time seeing me, I do an Iron Lords podcast Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's with a group of friends. I don't know how to explain it, but we gel really good. So if you like anything that you're seeing here, it's kind of just like that. It's a big family, fun, friend environment with factual news that we talk about, but we bring the entertainment to keep the laughs going. We know that Sundays sometimes is down days and people don't want to go to work on Mondays, so we're trying to boost up those batteries to get you ready, back to go to work and have fun. Or just if you're retiring, give you something to listen to and have fun. I do a show. It's called Xbox Frontline News, where daily I drop videos. I drop videos that's probably 8 to 20 minutes, depending on whatever the topics are. Not too much stuff, but heavy on the satire, fun laughs, something to get you to laugh and share out through the day and say, hey, look at this idiot talking about this stuff. But I want you to know this idiot is 98% right all the time.
Knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Hashtag no PS6.
Yeah, definitely. Hashtag no PS6. We will keep the boot on Sony neck this entire generation. But also I do a live show, which is 1 hour on Fridays. It's a call-in show where we have a call-in portion of the show. So we talk whatever topics of the week. And then we have a Discord call in. You jump in the Discord, you get on, you get a chance to talk about whatever it is. There's a lot of people out there that want to debate me or they want to talk about how great Sony is doing. And I'm here to say they're not. So what you can do is come on and tell me how y'all are winning, and I can show you how you're not.
How you're not.
Tag you're it.
Right? Exactly. Gotcha.
Exactly.
I got your nose, and I'm not giving it back until you get But listen, y'all said something that was really important. I would like to tell you. I'm gonna take you outside. I know you gotta go to the bathroom. I know you got to poo. Relax a second. I got you. This is the only time she's gonna come down and bother me. The other one won't bother me.
How does he know I have to go to the bathroom? That's what I want to know.
She tells me we talk. I'm only one here with her. So. Listen, I would like to tell you guys, please don't drink and drive. Make this holiday something to be remembered and not to be remembered in the wrong way. A lot of times you may think that buzz driving is okay. It's not. All right. So if you're going to drink, please give your keys to somebody. Take an Uber. It doesn't take anything for you to walk home. Or, just don't drink and drive, because the next person doesn't deserve to get the fate that you're trying to give. You're taking somebody's fate in your hands and your fate of your own.
Sure.
I've lost people to drunk driving, especially around the holiday times. You don't want to get that phone call in the middle of the night. Something tragic has happened. Please be respectful to yourself and others, and don't drink and drive. So have fun in the festivities, but remember, at that fun, leave your keys at the door, give it to somebody who isn't drinking, and let's all make it home safe.
Yep. Absolutely.
Great words, King. Thank you so
Uber,
much,
guys. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
RHETRI, tell everybody where they can find you and where they can reach out to you.
Yeah, well, he's not on Fortnite. I can tell you that.
I'm probably going on Fortnite right after this, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Game Pass _daily on Twitter, guys, if you want to hear Game Pass news. And of course, Dave just put it out there.
You just said that you're going to be on. Hold on. This is very important.
What? This is he's calling me out. Okay.
I'll be on, and I'm going to see. I got you now.
I will be on tonight.
I might just get on to watch.
You better not stand me up.
Don't stand him up.
Or Game Pass Daily. I'm a Game Pass shill. Yeah, you guys can find me there if you want a game. I will be making a video this week about my favorite Game Pass games that have come out this year. So,
Nice.
yeah, shout out to the panel. Thank you guys for coming out. Tavish, King, of course, and Hargeet. Like we love having you guys. It's a treat for me and Dave. And honestly, like the panel and the chat tonight was on fire. So thank you guys for spending your holidays with us or whatever today means to you. Thank you for that. Like it was a great show. We have a lot of laughs and a lot of fun, and we're going to continue doing that in the future. So make sure we will be here next week. So
That's right.
Come back, guys.
Again, thanks to everybody for being here, RHETRI, and just to reiterate, the show wouldn't be anything without you. So we greatly appreciate
brother.
all the hard work and effort that you put into to making the show half as good as it is. So thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you every way, and you're welcome, sir. And guys, like I said, this panel has been awesome, on fire. The chat has been amazing. I know I didn't get the chance to shout out to everybody tonight, but you know, it's just one of those things. We just know that we do appreciate you being here. And even if you're just hanging out with us and listening or watching back later or listening back later on the audio version, it really does. It does mean a lot to us, and we do enjoy doing this, or we wouldn't do it. And the reason we're going to keep doing it is because you guys show up. So thank you for doing that. Thanks, everybody. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, a safe holiday. Enjoy tomorrow. And like I said, and then the last thing I'll say on this is, if you do have any issues or anything you're feeling sad or depressed, please, the line is not just for suicide prevention, but it's also for life crisis. If you just want to talk to somebody, sometimes, man, that can be a load off. But you're more than welcome to reach out to me and RHETRI in our DMs and just, you know, hit us up. I mean, we don't have all the answers, but I'll listen to you and I'll reply back.
We're old and we've been through a lot of shit, so we can exude our wisdom onto you. Far Q is as a request on your way out, Dave. He says, Dave, swear at me, please. It is Christmas after all.
Oh, okay.
Swear at Far Q.
Oh,
give him the goods. That's right.
Thanks
for coming out, Far Q. From London, our London brother.
Fuck you. We love RQ.
My
and also
God.
our friend Jim Ryan. So yeah, so obviously we have a lot of fun here. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you all for joining us. I gotta play it one last time on Gamers Council. Are you ready? Here we go.
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking K. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
Game over.